Okay.
Senior 150, Chad Lenning.
Welcome to Jeffco Stadium on a October night that just gradually keeps getting a little colder and a little colder as Jeffco football takes place. Eric Christensen with you along with Matt Monahan on the Arvada West Wildcat Network. The Arvada West Wildcats 3-3, 1-1 in league play, take on the Columbine Rebels. Columbine comes in with a very impressive 5-1 slate. They too, however, are 1-1 in league play. The Rebels coming off a loss last week to Pomona. Arvada West, they're coming off 2 consecutive losses. And Matt Monahan, Arvada West playing in a game tonight that we expect to be very physical, see a lot of smash mouth football. They're really going to have to improve their play on both lines of scrimmages.
You're right, Eric. Last couple of weeks, Arvada West has had trouble controlling the line of scrimmage on both the offensive and defensive end. 2 weeks in a row now, they've allowed a rusher to go over 100 yards. 2 weeks ago, Charles Dukes Overland over 200 yards rushing. So that's one thing they got to fix tonight if they're going to have a chance to win the game.
2 weeks ago, Charles Dukes, 231 yards. As you mentioned last week, Joe Johns of Bear Creek, 123 yards. If there was a bright spot last week in the loss to Bear Creek, 28-23 was the final score. Quarterback Dave Wyatt kind of got off the schneid, 19 of 33, no interceptions, 295 yards, plus he threw a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, Dave Wyatt, I think what's good for him is he got off to a real good start last week. First drive, big fourth down play. Throws a long touchdown pass. Caleb Atchison really got himself moving and in the momentum for the game. The rest of the way he cruised, played real well. If it wasn't for some defensive mistakes, they probably win the game under the strength of his arm.
You see the 4 Arvada West captains there running back to the tunnel. Rob Morellas, Dave Wyatt, Ryan Palmer, John Flora. Arvada West, I believe, won the toss. They will receive. Columbine will kick off. Arvada West, as we mentioned, 3-3 on the year, 1-1 in league play. And Columbine, they got the better of the Wildcats when these two teams met last year at this same field. Columbine ended up winning the game 24-17, and we were talking earlier about how Arvada West really needs to pick it up on the line of scrimmages. Well, in last year's game, they struggled doing that. The national anthem has started. We're going to pipe down and let you listen to the Star Spangled Banner. And getting back to recapping last year's game as we anticipate the Arvada West Wildcats running out onto the field. You see the team in the tunnel there. Both Landon Jones and Garrett Looney each had over 100 yards in that game. Jones, 23 carries, 111 yards. Looney, 26 carries, 190 yards. And that duo last week against Pomona, Matt, really they lived up to the billing.
Yeah, they have. They've started well this year, and really, I think a bit of a revenge factor on Arvada West's mind this year, as last year, as you mentioned, Looney and Jones ran all over the Wildcat defense. So they're back, and they're poised to do it again. Well, it's going to be an interesting battle, no doubt. These are two of the better teams in Jefferson County play. And as you mentioned, it's going to be real smash-mouth physical football, no doubt.
We should mention one note tonight that you might want to pay attention to. Chris Chavez returning, we believe, for the first time this year. Of course, he was one of the 3 Wildcats injured in that game at Mullen High School, game in which Arvada West lost. Well, Chris Chavez returns to his defensive end position tonight. Normally wears number 33. Tonight, he will be wearing number 38, so keep your eyes open for number 38. Of course, the defense for Arvada West, led by Ryan Palmer. He continues to have a stellar senior season, 101 tackles on the year. That is the second best in the entire state in Class 5A. Arvada West is going to return. They're going to receive the opening kickoff as Columbine and kicker Scott Parker get ready to set this thing down.
Head linesman Dan Line, field judge Larry Richards.
Back to receive the kick for Arvada West is Mike Orr, the 5'11", 190-pound senior tailback. He's on the left side of your screen. On the right side is Matt Sims, number 28, 6'1", 185-pound senior. Of course, Sims, back when they played Wheat Ridge, returned a kickoff in the fourth quarter with about 2 minutes left, 95 yards, basically to win that ball game. So a couple dangerous returners back to receive this kick for the Wildcats.
Number 34 is Scott Parker.
See Parker stepping it off, and this game is underway. A high kick fielded by Orr at about the 11-yard line. A little trouble, breaks a tackle. Orr has a little bit of running room. However, he's going to be stopped at the 20-yard line. In on that tackle for the Columbine Rebels was Brad Pasica, 5'11", 180-pound junior linebacker. Let's run down the starters on offense for the Arvada West Wildcats. A quarterback, David Wyatt, mentioned had a good week last week, 295 yards passing for Dave Logan's crew. Fullback, Zach Ewey. At tailback, Mike Orr. Last week, only 50 yards rushing on the season, 363. Arvada West comes out with a shotgun formation. Wyatt at quarterback, 2 receivers split left, 2 split right. Wyatt turns, throws to his right side, and is immediately picked off. That pass is picked off by Justin Landsberg. Or Justin Hofschneider, I should say. Jason Hofschneider with the interception.
Right away, Hofschneider gets his name mentioned in the game, and he's really one of the star defensive players for Columbine. Only a sophomore, but he really makes his presence felt out there. Poor start for Dave Wyatt.
Hofschneider's cousin, Dusty Hofschneider, is one of the better players on this Columbine football team. So Columbine is on offense. Garrett Looney under center, pitches that one out to the right side. Good defense on the outside by Chris Chavez. He makes his presence felt early on as Looney is thrown for only about a gain of 2.
Yeah, great play by the Arvada West defense, stringing out the run there, not allow Looney to get too much room. They're going to have to really contain Looney and Jones tonight if they're going to have any chance to win the game.
Columbine doesn't have an excessively large offensive line, but they do go over 200 pounds across the board. There's a handoff, misdirection, a little bit of running room down across the 10-yard line. Justin Flansburgh with a nice pickup there. That is going to be close to a Rebel first down.
Yeah, this Rebel offense features quite a few different players in the backfield. You have Conant, Jones, Flansburgh, Looney, and split back Chad Lenning as well. So going to see a lot of different options run here by Columbine, and that's going to probably play some tricks on the Arvada West defense. 3rd down and 2,
ball placed at about the Arvada West 9-yard line. Looney under center. Turns around and sticks it in his big fullback's gut, and he plows forward for about 2 or 3 yards on the carry. Landon Jones, a 6'2", 220-pound senior, and that is going to be close to a Columbine first down.
Big chance here for Arvada West to get a stop. Holding Columbine to a field goal attempt would certainly be some sort of a victory here early on, as Arvada West defense has struggled a bit in the past couple of weeks, playing some pretty good offensive teams nonetheless.
Mike Ritz checks in. He splits out way to the right. Don't expect Columbine to throw the ball much in this football game. Little misdirection across the left side, and Andrew Conant fights his way inside the 5-yard line down close to the goal line. Call it a pickup of about 5 for Conant.
And that will turn the sticks and make it a 2nd down and goal here. Go ahead.
Rob Morella is in on the tackle there for the Wildcats. He's got 68 tackles on the year. He as well is one of the state's leaders. 2nd down and goal. Ball is inside the 1-yard line. There's Landon Jones, hit hard by Ryan Palmer, but he fights through the tackle and scores. So off a Dave Wyatt interception, the Columbine Rebels strike first.
Yeah, what a way to start for both Arvada West and Columbine. Columbine kicks off, but in essence, they get the ball first, run it in for a quick score, and they're going to have the lead. Arvada West forced to play catch-up again, something they've been not too unfamiliar with in the past few weeks. And kicker Scott Parker will come on to kick the extra point now.
Well, we talked about how steady last week Dave Wyatt was, and this week he opens up the game immediately with an interception. Not the way you want to see Wyatt start the game, because really this year his Achilles heel has been turning the ball over. He's done it a number of times in games this year.
I think really, and part of that Achilles heel you're talking about is his confidence. Last week Dave Wyatt, mentioned early on, connected on a long touchdown pass, and you could tell that really got him going for the rest of the game. Early interception here on his first pass kind of, maybe put some thoughts into the back of Dave Wyatt's head that have plagued him so far this season. And as I believe you mentioned earlier, Eric, could possibly see the backup tonight for Arvada West.
This is a game that I believe has got to be that dreaded must-win situation for Arvada West. They've lost 2 in a row. They're 1-1 in conference, 3-3 overall. If they have any postseason aspirations, I think they need to get a victory here tonight over a team ranked in the top 10 like the Columbine Rebels. If Arvada West loses tonight, I think they're probably going to end up being on the outside looking in as far as a postseason berth. Parker back to kick it off again, and he does so once again to Orr. Orr is going to let this one land out of bounds. That is a penalty, and Arvada West going to get a little better field position on their second possession. They're going to start things off at their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, Columbine trying a little strategy on kickoffs here early on, trying to pin Arvada West, sort of corner them towards the end of the field. That time didn't pay off as the ball went out of bounds, but that's one way to neutralize the return guys, no doubt.
One thing, Arvada West, we mentioned them dominating the lines of scrimmage or at least playing better on both lines of scrimmage. One thing that'll do is if they can open things up for Mike Orr in the backfield, that's going to take a little bit of the pressure off Dave Wyatt. Wyatt's been in a pressure-filled situation this year. Granted, he played quite a bit last year. This year, he's the main guy, and if they can get a little help from some other players on offense, might alleviate some of the pressure on the senior. 1st and 10, Wyatt back to pass, looks to his right, throws long down the right side, had a man open, but just overthrew him. That was Caleb Atchison, the intended receiver.
Yeah, well, interesting call there by Dave Logan. Decides to go right back to the pass. I thought they might try to open up the run a little bit, but apparently they were looking to sort of get Dave Wyatt on track here.
No huddle offense tonight by Arvada West. 3 wide receivers split left, 1 split right. Wyatt putting Orr on his left side in the shotgun. The 2 tackles standing upright. Now they crouch down. There's a snap, a little option off the shotgun, and Orr's got a little bit of running room out across the 45, runs over a tackler into Rebel territory at the 47-yard line. That is a pickup of 18 yards on the play.
Well, that's just what Mike Orr needed, a big run, and really sparks the Arvada West offense there, going with a no huddle here. This is something they did last week and had some success with, so they're going to stick with it.
Nate Grings on the tackle there. However, Orr ran him over for about 4 extra yards. Mike Orr, 1 carry, 18 yards tonight, and Arvada West has a little something going here on their second possession of the night. Wyatt, quick look to his right. That's Sims. Sims across the 45-40, breaks a tackle, gets a first down, and is tackled at the 35-yard line, a pickup of 12.
Yeah, easy pass there for Dave Wyatt. That's something that he needs. Some easy, high-percentage receptions can really get his confidence going, and at the same time help his club move down the field.
Again, Arvada West showing a no-huddle offense here tonight. Ranson in the slot on the left side. Atchison split way left. Sims, one of the 2 wide receivers on the right, and Orr joins Wyatt in the backfield. Blitz coming by the Rebels. Wyatt picks it up, throws to Atchison, makes a great diving catch. That pass is caught at the 27-yard line, a pickup of about 9 yards in the play.
Yeah, Atchison's a real big target out there. Just runs a quick slant pattern, stops. Pass was a little bit off by Wyatt, but Atchison with those long arms able to reach out and make the grab.
Not bad for a guy who's playing his first year of organized football. He was a soccer player up until this season. 2nd down, we'll call it 2 on the play. Wyatt still in the shotgun. Rebel defense caught a little off balance here by the no-huddle offense. Wyatt fakes a handoff, throws to his right. Ranson catches it. He's across the 20 and tackled at about the 15-yard line.
Right now, obviously, the no-huddle offense giving Columbine some problems, not allowing them to really substitute any players in the game right now. But you can tell they're a little bit confused back there as to what's going on. Something that Arvada West obviously wants to exploit.
Right now, Arvada West is using 4 wide receivers, and Columbine's only using 4 defensive backs in the game. They're still sticking with their 4-3 set with their 3 linebackers. So you would assume that Arvada West would have some kind of speed advantage on the outside, and it appears that's what they're trying to utilize. First down and 10, ball just outside the Columbine 15-yard line. Wyatt's hit on his last 3 passes after starting the game 0 for 2 with an interception. Throws to the left side here. Sims has some running room. He's tackled inside the 10-yard line down at the 8. Nonetheless, pick up 7.
Yeah, really nothing new by Arvada West. They seem to be sticking with the same set of plays here. But obviously defense has not been able to figure them out yet, so no reason to change.
Second down and 3. Wyatt and Orr again in the shotgun in the backfield. Ranson and Atchison split left. Sims and Wathier split right. Sims and Wathier split left. Handoff to Orr. He's got a first down inside the 5, and he battles his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Wow, Mike Orr, great run in there. Something that's impressed me all year long is the fact that he keeps running after that first hit. Usually takes a couple of tacklers to bring him down. That time he just busted his way into the end zone. Great running by Mike Orr.
So at the 7:36 mark, Arvada West gets on the board here in the first quarter. And they're going to try to add an extra point and tie this thing up. Thomas Valenta on the field, the left-hander or the left footer, out to kick the extra point. Mike Orr, 8 yards on that touchdown run, and Arvada West, after a shaky start, gets themselves back in this football game as Valenta makes good on the extra point. We're all tied up at 7. 7:36 remaining here in the first quarter. Might have a barn burner. Stay tuned. You're watching A-West football on the Wildcat Football Network.
Well, Eric, I think you're exactly right. We could have a real shootout, no doubt. Both these offenses been basically doing whatever they wanted to so far against the defense's will. I don't know. Last week, 40 points put up against Arvada West. Arvada West has had success putting up quite a few points this year as well. So I see this as more of a game that the outcome's going to be decided by which team scores last, probably.
Or what team makes the adjustments during the game. Is Columbine going to be able to make an adjustment? Arvada West comes out in a no-huddle look. They split 4 wide receivers out on every play, and Columbine never really adjusted to that, and I think that the Rebel defense was definitely caught off balance. Arvada West kicking things off again. We're tied at 7s. End-over-end kick's going to be fielded by Conan at his 6-yard line. We have a whistle and probably offsides on the Wildcats.
Yeah, one of the Wildcat players just crossed the 40-yard line before Valenta, the kicker, was able to get his foot on the ball. So they're going to back him up 5 yards here.
Jason Hofschneider, the sophomore, he's on the left side for Columbine. Andrew Conant, he is on the right side. Those are the 2 players back to receive the kick.
You know, what's interesting so far, Eric, just what I've noticed in the game is that Columbine is like, they're going to get this thing done with the run. Arvada West says, hey, we're going to do it with the pass. And the same result, we have 7s on the board so far. So
what's the theory that only one good thing can happen when you pass, and 2 bad things, and no bad, or 2 good things can happen when you run and 1 bad thing. So it'll be interesting to see how this game works out. A short kick there. Conant fields it at his own 15, has a few blockers in front of him. He's out across the 30 and is hit hard. A good return, but on the tackle, number 29 for Arvada West, and that is Shane Marsh, a 5'11", 160-pound sophomore, making his presence felt on special teams.
Yeah, Shane Marsh has a tendency to show up about 2 or 3 times a game, and you're like, where did that guy come from? And then he's the guy that just about knocks somebody's head off.
That was a textbook tackle there. picked Conan up and threw him down. 1st and 10 for the Rebels, ball at their own 39. 3 backs in the backfield joining Looney. Looney keeps it and is brought down by Chris Chavez at the 40-yard line. A 1-yard gain by Looney.
Yeah, a little misdirection run there by Columbine. Didn't fool Chavez, though. He had that one read all the way. Really, that's going to have to be the plan for Arvada West to stop that run. And they're going to probably put 7 or 8 guys up in their box.
Chavez, a 6'3", 205-pound senior. His senior year had an interruption for a few weeks because of an injury. He's trying to make up for that. Already 2 tackles tonight. We're midway through the first quarter. Looney rolls to his right, looks, throws. You don't see Columbine throw it very often, but there they pick up a pretty nice gain, a pickup of 29 yards on the play as Looney connects with Justin Flansburgh.
Yeah, nice arm motion there by Looney. For somebody who doesn't pass the ball a lot, he seems to have a real good sense of himself back there in the pocket and let go a beautiful pass. Flansburgh, wide open. Obviously, Arvada West not expecting that type of play.
1st and 10, ball is placed at the Arvada West 31-yard line. Again, full house backfield. Jones takes the handoff. Actually, Conant had the ball, and he takes it for about a pickup of 5 yards on the play.
It's hard to see who gets the ball there, I know. It's dark jerseys, it's a dark night. It's hard to see who gets that pigskin, but that time it was Conant coming through the middle with there.
They just faked me out of my shoes. It hasn't been the first time, and I'm sure it won't be the last. 2nd down and 5 for the Rebels. They have the ball at the Arvada West 26-yard line. Looney under center. This time he does give it to Jones. Jones picks up about 3. A host of Arvada West defenders in on the play coming up from the bottom of the pile. Rob Morellas. That's his 2nd tackle of the night. That's going to bring up about 3rd and 2.
Yeah, 3rd and short yardage here. They've had success in this so far tonight. Last drive they converted on a short 3rd down play, and they bring in the number 89, the tight end. Or I'm sorry, 88, the tight end, Brian Magine.
So 2 tight ends in the football game, full house backfield. You think they're going to run it? Little smash mouth football here. They hand it off to the last man coming through. That's Conant. He is wrapped up and sent down to the turf by Joe Knight. A big play there as Conant loses a yard. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, interesting call here. This is normally a position in high school football where coaches tend to go for it here in this position on the football field, and that looks like what they're going to do here.
Flansburgh and Ritz check in for Columbine. Still two tight ends, however. As Columbine shifts, Morellas jumps off sides, and that might give them a 1st down by penalty. So a little awkward shift in the formation there causes Rob Morellas to jump off sides, I believe.
Yeah, an interesting call there. On a 4th down, it looked like they sort of put that play in design, and now the officials are discussing it. I'm not sure.
Might be an illegal formation by Columbine.
It did look sort of strange.
Arvada West was clapping like it was going to be on Columbine. Garrett Looney, the senior quarterback for the Rebels, trying to plead his case with the men in black and white.
Still no decision here.
We're going to get a word from our referee. It's going to be false start on the Rebels. Looney doesn't like it. The Wildcats do, and now instead of 4th and 2 or 3, it's going to be about 4th and 8.
Yeah, Columbine head coach is on the field right now discussing it, very upset with that call. Obviously, he feels as though that shift was legal, and now approaching the referee.
That's Andy Lowry in his 6th year for the Rebels. He actually walks out onto the field and puts his hands on the umpire, pleading his case. In the college ranks, you'd probably get kicked out of the game for coming on the field and touching a referee, wouldn't you?
I think so. I think I remember Lou Holtz doing something crazy a few years ago, something like that. One way or the other, it's going to make 4th and 2 now, 4th and 7. Columbine calls a timeout to discuss what they're going to do.
Looks like they're going to punt it.
Yeah.
Parker's on the field. I can't imagine he's going to attempt a field goal. Although it looks like he has a tee in his hand. He's setting down a tee at the 36-yard line, so Scott Parker, no relation to the goon who plays for the Avalanche, is going to be attempting, it looks like, a 46-yard field goal. 4:49 left here in the first quarter. We're all tied up. Columbine 7, Arvada West 7. There's a snap, holds good. Parker's got a pretty good leg. That kick is up and good, and that might have been good from 50.
Or 56. I don't know.
Man.
That was very impressive. I did not know that Scott Parker had that kind of leg. I was watching him in warm-ups, and he was consistently putting the ball in the end zone on kickoffs, but I did not know that he could get it done from field goal distance like that. Man, when you have a player on your team like that, it really sort of changes the play calling when you get the fourth down call there.
I remember years ago watching Scott Bentley with Overland, and what a weapon he was. He was nailing 50-yard, 5-yard field goals. I mean, not consistently, but if they were inside maybe 55 yards, they gave him a shot.
Right, because it's points. I mean, you know, you never take points off the board if you get the opportunity, so.
I mean, not only did he have more than enough distance, I mean, that pretty much looked to be dead center from 46 yards. Good motion. I'm going to be guessing we're going to see this kid kicking at the Division I level if he can kick field goals like that.
I was going to say Scott Parker, I don't have. Okay, there we go. Junior. So he's got another year left. But you're right, definitely a chance to play major college football somewhere.
The big difference is at the college level, you don't get to kick off that tee. I don't claim to be a kicker, but I know that is a pretty big difference, kicking off the tee and kicking off the turf. Arvada West fields the kick. Mike Orr has it, brings it across the 25. He's eventually tackled, but not until he reaches the 28-yard line. Pretty good return there by Orr, and that's where the Wildcats are going to set up shop. And let's see if they come out with that 4 wide receiver set, and let's see if Columbine makes any adjustments.
Just quickly, one last point with the kicker, Parker. You say kicking on a tee is quite a bit different from kicking without the tee. Is it a bit like, and I know you're a big golfer, Eric, is it like picking up your ball on the fairway from 250 and putting down a tee and then hitting it like that? I mean, can we make some sort of comparison there?
You know, I've never been a kicker, but I would think that might be a fair comparison. Makes it a little bit easier. Little option off the shotgun, or actually handled the pitch. Looks like he stumbled. That is going to be a loss of 5 on the play, as Columbine defensive players were in on Wyatt on a hurry, but he got the pitch to Orr. Looked like a pretty decent pitch. It looked like Orr just might have tripped over his own feet.
Yeah, the turf down the center of the field seems to be a bit worn, and that's shouldn't be too big of a surprise since just about every team in this area plays on it weekly.
3 receivers split right. Ranson, the solo guy, out on the left. Orr and Wyatt in the backfield. Kip Rule, the center for the Wildcats. Nice snap to Wyatt. Wyatt has a little pressure, tucks it under, tries to run, avoids a few tacklers. Justin Flansburgh, however, wraps him up. That's going to be a pickup of about 3 for Dave Wyatt. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 12 yards.
Yeah, Columbine's defense really playing well in the secondary. They're not allowing Dave Wyatt any type of receiver to get open deep.
Joe Milazzo, a 5'9", 205-pound junior, also in on that tackle for the Rebels. 3rd down and 12. Again, Arvada West in the shotgun. Sims and Ranson split left. Wyatt back to pass. A lot of pressure. He fumbles it, and the ball's going to be jumped on by the Wildcats, but great pressure there by Jonathan Losh.
Yeah, Mike Orr coming up with the football there. And really fortunate, as they're going to be able to punt the football away here and make Columbine do a little bit of work instead of, again, giving them about 10 yards to go for a score. But real unfortunate. Dave Wyatt's fumbled the football a few times this year.
Well, that time Losh was untouched. Wyatt couldn't even get his feet set before Losh was in there. It looks like Columbine was trying to call a timeout. Didn't have enough men on the field. One of their players was on the field when the ball was snapped, so we're going to get a penalty, probably too many men on the field for Columbine, and Arvada West is going to kick this thing again, and that's good news for the Wildcats because that kick was downed only at the 46-yard line, so a chance maybe to pin Columbine back a little further.
Although the penalty is being signaled against Arvada West.
Oh, really?
So interesting to see whether or not they'll make him kick it again.
I think Columbine got away with one there. because Garrett Looney was out on the field trying to call a timeout from the sidelines. The ball was snapped. He took a few steps back off the field. That's when the flag flew. I thought it was going to be too many men on the field by Columbine, but illegal procedure is the call.
Yeah, and it looks like Columbine is going to take the penalty and
make him kick it again.
Yeah, make him kick it again.
44 runs out on the field late for Columbine. That's Brad Pasica. So Columbine looks to have their proper crew on the field. And A-West punting from its own end zone. This is a wobbly kick, a little better. Bounces it to 43 across midfield. Flansburgh lets it run out of bounds at his own 44-yard line. So the penalty turns out to be good for Arvada West. They gain, about 12 yards in field position?
Yeah, something close to that, no doubt. So that's a chance you take when you give the team another chance to kick the ball. And now Columbine is going to have to work with about 57 yards away from their end zone.
Yeah, that's a case where, and I understand these kids are at the high school level, but that's a case where Flansburgh really needs to have the confidence to run up and catch that football. He could have caught it at about Arvada West 42 and saved his team about 14 yards in field position. Looney on the option, grabbed from behind, and not until he picks up 4. In on the tackle, John Flora for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Columbine seems pretty content to just sort of pick away at the Arvada West defense. 3 yards here, 4 yards there.
3 carries, 6 yards for Garrett Looney, the fine option quarterback for the Columbine Rebels. Mike Egan split left for Columbine. Little handoff to Conant. He picks up about 3 yards, tackled there by Rob Morellas. That's the third time we've called his name tonight. Actually give Conant a gain of 2. And it's going to bring up third and about 4 yards for Columbine.
See what they do here. I think that one pass play that they had last series really might have put something in the back of Arvada West's mind just to basically say, hey, we can throw the ball if we want to, and don't necessarily key in on the run. So this is 3rd down and 4 here, although it is a run formation. We'll see what happens.
Sanchez and Chavez switching position. Arvada West stacks the line of scrimmage. Rob Morella is the first man to hit Conant. That's going to be a loss of 1, and the Arvada West defense stiffens as they come up with another big 3rd down stop. We talked about Arvada West playing a little tougher on both lines of scrimmages, and I think we were pretty much maybe accusing the defense of giving up some pretty good big games the last couple weeks out to a few running backs, Charles Juke and Joe Johns, but so far tonight Arvada West's defense has been pretty salty.
Yeah, they look to really sort of change their ways in the last couple of weeks so far.
Parker back to punt for Columbine. Arvada West has 2 players to receive this kick, Josh Ranson and Caleb Atchison. Parker, a wobbly kick fielded by Ranson at the 21. He is brought down and tackled at about the 26-yard line. A pickup of 5, but that's a case where Ranson fielded the punt, and his team didn't get penalized on field position just by the roll of the ball.
Yeah, Ranson, if he doesn't come up and catch that ball, probably bounces 10, 15 yards past him.
Could be pinned deep in their own territory.
Right. So 47 seconds here remaining in the first period, and Dave Wyatt will come back to work with the Arvada West offense.
Things have kind of slowed down a little bit here. Here in the first 3 possessions, teams were moving it left and right, but things have kind of settled down here a little bit in the waning moments of the first quarter. Again, Arvada West with 5 wide receivers. Wyatt and Orr in the backfield, looking a tad confused. Wyatt hands it off to Orr. Orr has a little running room in on that tackle. Dane Rainking, a 6'2", 215-pound senior middle linebacker for Columbine. Pickup of about 3 for Mike Orr. He's got 24 yards on 4 carries tonight. Brings up 3rd down and 6. Actually, we'll call it gain of 4.
Yeah, they're lining up in the same formation that they had success with in the first drive of the night so far, but they seem to be running the football more.
Another good sack by Rule. Wyatt with a little pressure tries to dance out of trouble. He is swarmed under by a host of Rebels. The man making the tackle, Jonathan Losh. That is Losh's 2nd sack of the night, and he came into this game for the Rebels, their leading tackler.
Yeah, he's a big, hefty guy, no doubt.
6'1", 215 pounds. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. So after 12 minutes of play, Columbine leads Arvada West 10-7 in a very important Jeffco League matchup. We'll be back with the second quarter. You're watching the A West Wildcats on the Arvada West Wildcat Network.
Back here to start the second period in Lakewood here at Jeffco Stadium. Really, Dave Wyatt they haven't gone back to that passing game because they've really been getting some pressure from the Columbine defensive line. Dave Wyatt takes about 3 steps back, realizes that he's getting swarmed by somebody, usually Jonathan Losh.
And Losh is up the line of scrimmage, threatening blitz once again. And here comes Losh. Pops Wyatt after he throws it. He gets a pass away to Sims. And Mooney is there to make sure Sims doesn't gain any more. Pick up about 7 on the play. That's going to bring up 4th down and about 7 for the Arvada West Wildcats.
They're going to bring on the punting unit, but you're right, Jonathan Losh there coming unblocked on the blitz there, really popped Dave Wyatt. And there's kind of that old feeling in football that even if you don't sack the quarterback, as long as you keep hitting him, you're continuing to do some damage.
He'll remember it the next time he drops back. Joe DeTiro with the punt. This one's off the side of his foot. Lands at about the Columbine 45. Bounces for about 2 or 3 extra yards.
Another penalty flag down, though.
Yeah, we got a penalty back here at the Arvada West 30-yard line. And Columbine is signaling to its sidelines that we've got a hold. And the Columbine coaches apparently are going to take that, if that is indeed the call, and make A West kick it over again.
Boy, it didn't work for him last time, and especially after this poor punt by DeTiro again. Thought they might just take the ball, good field position, but they feel they can get it even closer.
Dave Wyatt, despite being sacked on 2 of his last 3 pass attempts, he has completed 5 in a row. He's 5 of 7 tonight with an interception for 47 yards. So after a shaky start where he went 0-2, Wyatt has settled down a little bit here, connecting on 5 consecutive throws. So Flansburgh's standing at about his 48-yard line. That's DeTiro getting this punt away from his own 10. A line drive kick. Flansburgh catches it at midfield, avoids a tackler, runs into his own man, and takes this one down inside the Arvada West 40. We're going to see he stepped out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. Jason Hofschneider on the return.
Well, that time it did pay off, and Columbine is going to have excellent field position inside the Arvada West 40. Pretty much field goal range for Scott Parker, I think.
Drew Cisneros out here on an island on the left side. Hand off to Landon Jones up the gut. He struggles for 2 tough yards as that Arvada West interior defense is playing very well tonight. Jones, 4 carries for 8 yards. He came into this game averaging 7 yards a carry. Looney, he averaged 11 yards a carry. So the Arvada West defense really has done a good job on a couple big game breakers for the Rebels.
Yeah, they certainly have. They've, and a lot of those yards come against some porous defensive teams like my old alma mater, Chatfield, for example. But nevertheless, 2 very good runners being stopped so far tonight by Arvada West.
Jones gets the handoff again from Looney. He struggles for about 4 yards in the play, so that's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for Columbine. And the last 2 times the Rebels have had it on 3rd down, Arvada West has stacked the line of scrimmage and really made them pay. I wonder if Columbine is going to go to the air here.
Yeah, they seem to be putting 2 guys out wide, though. They got 2 guys in the backfield as well.
Little pitch to Conan. He's got a little bit of running room and a good block inside the Arvada West 10-yard line. He's driven out of bounds over there by J.C. Tyus, but not until he picks up about 23 yards on the carry.
And that'll definitely help the average for Conan there as he rumbles for quite a few yards.
Conan's kind of the Rodney Dangerfield of that backfield. Looney and Jones get all the pub, but Conan, 5'7", 165 pounds, showed you a little speed there as he's able to get to the corner. We got a whistle. Looney under center. First and goal for Columbine. Looney on a keeper, and he breaks a tackle and scores easily.
Yeah, I thought he handed it off to Conant there, but Conant just laid a nice block there for Looney, and Looney rumbled into the end zone just about untouched and is going to give Columbine a 10-point lead here should Scott Parker convert the extra point.
That's automatic. The guy kicked 46-yarder. He's going to make an extra point, isn't he?
No, stranger things have happened there.
Nothing's automatic in this game. Parker, good snap. Kick is up and good. And so the Columbine Rebels have put the Wildcats in a little bit of a hole here with 9:46 remaining in the second quarter. The Rebels lead it 17-7. Garrett Looney, 4 carries, 14 yards. Andrew Conant, 6 carries, 33 yards. And Landon Jones, 5 carries, 12 yards. And right there, the Rebels defense gets a little credit for that one because they were able to stop the Wildcat offense 3 and out, force them to punt it deep in their own territory, and you just can't keep giving that Columbine offense the ball around midfield. Sooner or later, they're going to make a play or two, and that's what happened there.
Yeah, they have enough big players who can make things happen for them that they usually do score, and once again, like you said, Arvada West in a hole last week. They were down 28-13 to Bear Creek, managed to pull back to 28-23, still lost the game, however, so they do have the ability to come back and score, but you certainly at this stage of the game do not want to get yourself in too big of a hole.
Mike Orr and Matt Sims back to return this kick for the Wildcats. Scott Parker will do the duties for the Rebels. 9:47 remaining here in the second quarter. Arvada West trails at 17-7, and Parker sends this one out of the end zone. We've seen his leg tonight on a couple of occasions, and the Wildcats will start it at their own 20-yard line.
Very impressive leg.
What a weapon a kid like Parker is at the high school level. If you have the ability to kick field goals from 40 yards or out, you have a kicker who on occasion can kick it out of the end zone. That is a huge weapon, especially at the high school level.
Yeah, and I think especially against Arvada West, because one of their great weapons is their returnability, and just putting the ball in the end zone signals a touchback, so you don't give Arvada West that chance at all.
Returnability. I'm going to look that up in Webster's.
I think it's a word. I've heard it.
1st and 10, ball at the 20-yard line. Wyatt back to pass. Avoids the rush, heads upfield. He's going to make some positive yardage out of this one, to pick up a 7. He is eventually tackled by Dane Rainking, but that time Wyatt felt the pressure, tucked it under, and picks up 7. Nice play there by Mr. Wyatt.
Yeah, Wyatt stepped up. He did a nice job of sort of averting the pressure that had sort of gotten him in the backfield, and was managed to scoot up and pick up some yardage. 2nd
down and 3. Sims joining Wyatt in the backfield now for Arvada West. 4 wide receivers, 2 left and 2 right. Wyatt steps up in the pocket, throws to Sims, and that time Sims looked to run the ball before he actually caught it. He dropped it at about the 29-yard line, and that breaks a string of 5 consecutive completions for Dave Wyatt.
Yeah, just a little mental error there by Matt Sims. Obviously wanting to get the football and get upfield as quickly as possible, just didn't have all the equipment he needed.
3rd and 3 for the Wildcats. 4 wide receivers. Sims still in the backfield with Wyatt. Hand off to Sims. He dances his way out across the 30-yard line. Finally brought down, but not until he picks up 5, and a 1st down for the Wildcats.
That's a big 1st down for Arvada West, as they've managed to go 3 and out on a couple of occasions in their last drives. Picking up a 1st down there sort of gives them a little bit of momentum,
Arvada West,
and allows them to really sort of put together a good drive.
Sims is a guy who was switched from running back predominantly last year to wide receiver this year, but now he's in the backfield again here tonight, so he does have some experience in this offense at the running back position. Wyatt back to pass and looks deep to the right side. Atchinson's there. Atchinson makes the catch, breaks a tackle, and is bumped out of bounds by Garrett Looney, but not until he takes it out at the Columbine 27-yard line.
Yeah, you got number 84, Mike Atchison, who goes at 6 foot and
170 pounds.
Yeah, going up against the defensive back, Scott Schultz.
Ball spotted at the
And really, Schultz just sort of fell down there, and Atchison was able to make the catch.
40 yards on the pickup. Arvada West is going to continue this drive inside the Columbine 30 at the 27-yard line. Wyatt, one-step drop, throws to his right side. The ball is dropped and almost intercepted. Pass was dropped by Bob Gutierrez.
Almost picked off by Landon Jones, the running back there.
number 12, Wyatt, incomplete.
And Wyatt hustling back up to the line, barking out signals.
Wyatt 6 of 10 for 87 yards here tonight. We are midway through the second quarter, 8:38 remaining, 17-7, Rebels lead it. Wyatt and Sims in the backfield. 3 receivers split right, 3 left, 1 right. Wyatt throws this one deep to the corner, looking for Ranson. Good coverage there by Nate Grings, and that's going to fall incomplete and bring up third down and 10 for Arvada West.
Yeah, Dusty Hofschneider, the great defensive tackle for Columbine, really pressured Dave Wyatt. He's already had 10 sacks this year. He had 14 all of last year as a sophomore, so well on pace to break that mark.
Third down and 10 for the Wildcats. Checking in for Arvada West is Brandon Kyle, a 5'8", 155-pound junior running back. He joins Wyatt in the backfield. Sims and Wavier split right. 2 receivers split left. That's Sims in motion. Wyatt takes a snap, rolls to his left, has to avoid the pressure, does, but we've got a penalty flag. Probably a false start on Arvada West.
Yeah, and so what was 3rd and 10 is now going to be about 3rd and 15.
Dead ball foul.
Yep, false start's going to be the call. So Arvada West, 2 penalties tonight for 10 yards, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and long situation for Dave Logan's squad.
Interestingly enough, this is about the exact same position they were in last week when Caleb Atchison caught a long touchdown pass.
A 35-yarder on 4th down, right?
Right, yeah.
Atchison had big numbers last week, probably his best game of the year, 8 catches, 140 yards. As we mentioned, that did include a touchdown. And Arvada West is going to call a timeout and talk over this 3rd down and 15 situation. And I'll tell you what, Dave Logan's out there in the huddle with his team, and I guarantee it, he's telling his team, guys, we have 2 plays to pick up 15 yards. Dave is not one to punt very often on 4th down, especially in his opponent's own territory.
I've learned quite a few things in my brief stint here doing...
on the Arvada West Wildcat Network?
This is about my 5th game, and I've learned some things going along, and I've learned the coaching strategy a little bit of Dave, and I know that he does not like to punt. He will go for this. This is a 2-play territory, absolutely.
And his team runs up to the line of scrimmage. We've got Atchison and
Dave
Ranson.
in no hurry to get at the sidelines, it seems.
He might get called for too many men on the field. Dave longing for the old days when he was a receiver for the Cleveland Browns and Denver Broncos. And we have another penalty flag. And again, it could be false start. Yep, another false start penalty by the Wildcats, their 3rd penalty of the night, so that's going to bring up 3rd down and 20. So right now that 40-yard pass completion to Caleb Atchison is somewhat going for naught, as Arvada West is going the wrong way on their last 2 plays. 2 backs join Wyatt in the backfield, 3 receivers, 2 left, 1 right. Wyatt steps back, couple step drop, can't elude the rush. He is swarmed under, and the first man to hit him is Brad Pasica, 5'11", 180-pound junior.
Yeah, so I'm looking at about 4th and I want to say about 30-something here.
3rd sack of the night for the Rebels, and we've still got 8 minutes left here in the second quarter, so the Rebels' defensive front has played pretty well tonight as well.
4th down.
Yeah, they just don't give Dave Wyatt any time to do anything back there.
Garrett Looney on the field this time for Columbine to return the punt. Usually it's Jason Hofschneider. DeTiro with another low kick. This one lands at the 20 and bounces inside the 10-yard line. It'll be touched by the Wildcats, probably about the Columbine 8-yard line, so the Rebels have 92 yards between them and the Wildcat end zone.
92 yards to go, 7.5 minutes. Wouldn't be surprised here if Columbine just sort of milked the clock and maybe if they're able to sort of go down the field just consistently running the football and maybe taking this one for a score that would, possibly run out the clock in the first half.
I wonder if Mike Orr may have been injured a little bit because he had been having a pretty good night for the Wildcats. 4 carries for 25 yards. With that last series, Matt Sims was predominantly the man in the backfield. I wonder if Orr was just taking a breather or if he's actually injured.
Yeah, haven't seen it. Haven't had any word. Arvada West sideline on the other side of the field, so not really able to get a good look at whether or not Orr's been injured or what.
Conant picks up 5 on the first down play for the Rebels, so that'll bring up a manageable, call it 4 actually. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 6 for Columbine. Ball about their own 12-yard line. Looney under center, keeps it, and is swarmed under Morales, Vanola, and Knight all in on the tackle. And that'll be no gain for Looney. 5 carries, 14 yards for Looney. However, does have an 8-yard touchdown run just a moment ago at the 9:47 mark of the second quarter. 6:40 remaining here in the second. Columbine with a 10-point lead. Jones and Conant in the eye. Flansburgh split right and another receiver split left. Pitches it to Conant, and the little guy shows his speed again. This time he trots out of bounds near the 20-yard line. He's going to pick up a first down, and that's a nice pickup, about 9 yards.
Yeah, really was a great opportunity for Arvada West to stop Columbine there, making a punt from deep in their own end, but Conant twice tonight has really been able to get around the corner on the right side there and pick up some big yardage. Keeps the drive alive for Columbine.
4th first down of the night for Columbine. 3 of those 4 have been picked up on the ground. Conant having a pretty decent first quarter for the Rebels. That time Looney and Jones weren't exactly sure what they wanted to do, and Looney has to eat it, so another no-gain play for the quarterback of Columbine. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Again, as we mentioned, Looney coming into the game averaging over 11 yards per carry, 46 touches, 517 yards. He was a 1,000-yard rusher last year, but tonight only 6 carries for 14 yards. So Morales, Knight, Palmer, etc., doing a pretty good job on Looney. This time Looney pitches it to Conant. Conant is horse-tied at about the 30-yard line. That's going to be close to a first down. Actually, that's probably going to be good for a first down and a pickup of 11.
Yeah, I think they are going to give it to him there, Eric. And once again, Conant around the end. Looney looked to be out of options, but quickly pitched the ball off to Conant. And nobody's been able to sort of, I think Arvada was, they need to get a linebacker and just sort of put him on Conant, just sort of shadow his every move. And because he's been running wild so far tonight.
Morales and Knight, the 2 defensive tackles for Arvada West, have been doing their job stuffing the run in the middle, but where Arvada West has been hurt a little bit tonight has been out on the perimeter. First down and 10 for Columbine. They've got it at their own 31-yard line. This drive started at their own 8, and this time Looney hands it off to Flansburgh, and Flansburgh's hit first by Morales. Palmer finishes him off, and that's going to be a short gain on the play. Actually, no gain. Flansburgh's 2nd carry of the night. Well, that can't feel good when a guy like Morales hits you first, and then Ryan Palmer, maybe the state's strongest player, finishes you off. I don't envy Flansburgh on that run at all.
And on a cold night to top it off.
Surprised we haven't seen a few more fumbles tonight. I thought this really being the first cold night of the year, might lose the ball a little bit. That time, J.C. Tyus and Luke Vanola combined to stop Looney for about a 2-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, Luke Vanola, I haven't mentioned his name tonight. Sort of had a quiet night. He's, he's one of the guys, their speed guys on defense. Made some key interceptions for them this year and some fumble recoveries. Look to hear a little bit more from him as we go along.
6 foot, 170-pound senior is Vanola. Looney back to pass. He's going to scramble out to his right, being chased has a little bit of running room, steps out of bounds. No, he doesn't. Brings it out across midfield down to the Arvada West 46-yard line, and that's going to be a pickup of 24 yards. I thought he stepped out at about the 45.
Yeah, well, you know what it was? He picked up a key block, and I think that he did a great job of knowing where the sideline was and not getting too close to the sideline as he got that block, and allowed him to sort of, as the defense pursued him, move a little bit outside and ended up picking up about 10 extra yards there. So, wow, it looked like a sure defensive stop by Arvada West has turned into another Columbine first down.
Nice play there by Looney. This time he's back to pass again, rolls to his right, and then is picked off by Ryan Palmer. Palmer breaks a tackle and takes it into Columbine territory at the Rebel 37-yard line. Ryan Palmer with the interception.
Huge turnover there by Columbine. They were taking time off the clock, consistently moving the football downfield, looked primed to score again, but Arvada West gets a break and they get the turnover. Ryan Palmer this time doing it with his hands, intercepting the ball and giving Arvada West a chance to get some points before the half.
I'll tell you what, that was a pretty easy interception because Looney threw it right to him nonetheless.
I wasn't sure who the intended receiver was there, to be honest with you.
This ball is being placed at the Columbine 36-yard line. Arvada West with 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and Mike Orr is back in the backfield, joining Dave Wyatt in the shotgun formation. First down and 10. Wyatt hands it off to Orr. Orr breaks a few tackles in the backfield. He will be thrown for a 1-yard loss, and that'll bring up second down and 11.
Just no penetration by the Arvada West front line. They are getting absolutely no push at all against Columbine. And when that happens, basically the ball carrier just sort of has to put it under his shoulder and take a loss.
Second and 11. That's Sims in motion from left to right. Wyatt rolling to his right to avoid the pressure, throws it, nice catch by Sims, eludes a tackler, takes this one down to the 25-yard line. A pickup of 13 on the play and a first down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Matt Sims, that ball was thrown a little bit behind him by Wyatt, but he was being pressured. Sims able, he's one of a lot of great athletes on this Arvada West team. And,
Sims is one of them, isn't he?
Yeah, they're able to adjust when the play is not exactly drawn up as it goes.
Made a nice move immediately after catching the ball, and that allowed him to pick up about 6 or 7 extra yards. First down and 10, ball to Columbine 25. Wyatt looks, throws to Ranson. Ranson makes a move, breaks a couple tackles, down across the 15, and finally is wrapped up at the 10, but not until he picks up 15.
Yeah, Josh Ranson is absolutely deadly when he has the football, and one of the things he likes to do is he will run sort of east-west or parallel to the field. He won't run north-south all the time if he thinks he can gain extra yards. At that time, he came towards the near sideline and was able to pick up about an extra 5.
First and 10 for the Wildcats. Ball at the Columbine 10-yard line. They can pick up a first down here before we're reaching the end zone. Wyatt back to pass, a little option to the right side, or is hit immediately and dropped for a 5-yard loss. In on the tackle, Brad Pasica. We've called his name a couple times tonight.
Yeah, absolutely nothing Mike Orr could do there. Pitch was a little bit high by the time he had it. He had 2 guys right in his face.
Dave Wyatt 8 of 13 tonight for 115 yards. His favorite target has been Matt Sims, 4 catches, 39 yards tonight for Mr. Sims. Second down and about 17. Questionable spot there. Wyatt back to pass, throws across the middle, has his man, which is Ranson, inside the 5. He is tackled probably about the 2-yard line.
Don't think they got the first down. The first down marker is about the 1-yard line, 1.5 yard line or so. So Arvada West can conceivably get a first down without scoring here.
Third down and 1.
As we are at the 2-minute mark here of the first half.
Third and short. Orr and Wyatt in the backfield. Sims and Wathier split left, and we've got Ranson and Atchison split right. Wyatt hands it off to Sims. Sims is down close to the goal line. They're going to say he's short, and that would mean he probably would have picked up a first down. 7 carries, 20 yards tonight for Mike Orr, the transfer from Fort Collins.
Chains are going to move, it looks
Yep.
like, or they're going to call it
Good.
first and
First
goal.
down, be first and goal, the ball at the 1.
Yep, first and goal for Arvada West, ball at the 1-yard line. And they remain in the shotgun formation. A little surprising. White with the option, pitches it to Orr, and he is stopped immediately, stretches across the goal line. The referee on the right side is going to signal a touchdown, but there was a penalty flag.
Yeah, that was close. I thought Mike Orr's knee touched just before he got to the goal line. However, it looks like it's not going to matter for the hold on Arvada West.
I'll tell you what, Brad Pasica hit Orr at about the 2 or 3 yard line, and on sheer guts and determination, Orr stretched the pigskin across the goal line. Great effort, as you mentioned, goes for naught, but a nice, display of determination and effort there by Mike Orr.
Yeah, so now you got first and goal from the 1. It's first and goal from the 11 here. So a little bit more room probably for Dave Wyatt to pass the football.
I think you'd rather have it at the 1, though, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Fourth penalty of the night for 25 yards for Arvada West. Wyatt looks to his left, throws to Ranson, has his man. Ranson is in the end zone. Touchdown. So I guess the penalty didn't matter.
No, it did matter, and that time it did give Dave Wyatt, extra room to sort of maneuver with the football there. Josh Ranson run an out pattern, went towards the pylon in the end zone and made the catch. So Arvada West pulling within 4 points now, as Thomas Valenta will come on to add on the extra point here and cut the lead to 3 by Columbine.
You see the Wildcat offensive line shift. They set up on the left side. Now they come back to the middle of the field. Valenta puts his foot in it and gets it to go. Very short kick, but hey, it all counts the same.
Sheer guts and determination. I'll tell you what, that football was hanging up there.
I don't want to belabor the point, but right now with about a minute 8 remaining here in the second quarter, or left in the second quarter, the difference in this football game is a 46-yard field goal by Scott Parker.
I know, and it seems sort of strange that we would be emphasizing the kicker for Columbine so much, but he really has meant that much of a difference in the game so far, I think, and is the reason Columbine is ahead right now. But a great football game all around. I think both these teams have showed they could play a little bit of defense and a little bit of offense. Makes for some interesting football, no doubt.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Dave Wyatt settled down too. He came out here, his very first pass was intercepted. May have been a bad read, maybe a bad throw, hard to tell from our vantage point. But I thought that he might have gone south after that. But I'll tell you what, ever since then, he's done all right. He's completed, I think, 13 of 15 passes. No, 11 of 15 passes for 142 yards and a touchdown. Dave Wyatt has had a very solid first half for Dave Logan. And Adam Campbell, another one of those special teams guys whose names you mention every so often, makes the tackle on Andrew Conant short of the 25-yard line. And so with a minute and 1 remaining here in the second half, that is where the Rebels will set up shop. And we do have a flag on the field over by the Arvada West defense.
Looked like an illegal block was the call made by the referee.
And the Columbine offense is walking back towards its own end zone, so looks like they're going to start a little deeper in their own territory. Going to be marked back about 10 yards. Actually, more than that, 12
illegal
yards.
block.
Call it about the
Columbine,
17.
penalty moves the ball to the Columbine 12-yard
2 penalties
line.
on the night for the
First
Rebels,
and 10,
good for 17
Columbine.
yards.
About the 12-yard line is where Columbine will start.
I would imagine Columbine isn't going to do anything tricky, and they're just going to run out the clock.
Fumble, I think.
It looked like there was a bad snap. There indeed was a fumble, and Arvada West recovers it. I'm not sure who jumped on the football. Everyone's slapping Joe Knight on the backside.
Yeah.
He may have been the guy who fell on it.
Recovered by Arvada West. Recovered the fumble by number 69.
Well, I couldn't tell exactly what happened there on the exchange, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah, PA announcer called it as Joe Knight, the man who recovered the football. So good eyes there by Eric, and good.
I was just looking at the reaction. If you don't see it, you look at who everyone's slapping on the head or on the backside, and that was Joe Knight.
And wow, how this game has really turned, and chance for Arvada West to put on some extra points here going into halftime when it really looked like Columbine had been sort of, I wouldn't say dominating this game, but definitely had the upper hand so far.
Hey, just a minute ago they had a 10-point lead, and now they're on their heels a little bit, and Arvada West has a very good opportunity here to take the lead. Wyatt throws this one to Atchison, a great throw and a wonderful catch.
Wonderful catch, absolutely.
And that's going to be good for a first down, a pickup of 12 on the play.
Atchison was the only player who could have caught that ball for, and he went down to his knees. He made a great sort of slider catch.
Second and goal, ball should be about the Columbine 2-yard line. Well, that was a beautiful connection because Wyatt threw the ball about the only place he could throw it without it being deflected, and Atchison went down to the turf and picked it up.
And that's one of the improvements that Dave Wyatt has made as we've seen him progress throughout the year. He's really made some more precise reads.
I haven't been here the last 3 or 4 weeks, but I'll tell you what, as Mike Orr struggles, fights, and is going to be stopped short to pick up a 1 for Orr as he was trying to fight his way in the end zone, but he gets wrapped up a little short.
Final 30 seconds of the half here. Looks like Arvada West will call a timeout now.
Timeout, Arvada West.
I want to go back to your point on Dave Wyatt, though. You were talking about how he's progressed throughout the year, and I haven't seen Arvada West play in a couple weeks, but I'm impressed with what I'm seeing to Dave Wyatt here tonight. I know he had a wonderful game last week, throwing for close to 300 yards, and he's well on that pace again tonight. 12 of 16, 154 yards here in the first half.
Well, I think that he just looks to be a little more calm back when he drops back in the pocket. I think in weeks past he sort of, if he didn't have that first guy that he was looking for, he kind of got a little panicky. Now seems to be able to sort of, keep his wits about him and look to 2 or 3 guys down the field and make the right call, make the right throw. Or if there's a throw not there, don't force something.
He also, here's a guy who's been intercepted once on his first pass of the night. He's been sacked 3 times, so he's had a little adversity thrown his way here this evening, but he's been able to persevere. As you would say, keep his wits about him, right?
I guess so. It's amazing the things you say when you're
live and on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
What was it, returnability?
Yeah.
Sounds like Clark Kellogg. There's a handoff to Matt Sims. The ball's on the turf, but they're going to give him a touchdown. Matt Sims, much like Mike Orr a little earlier, stretches the ball across the goal line, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that was an interesting play there. Just kind of stretched out, laid the ball on the goal line as he did so, and now we have a penalty. Might have a personal foul here against Columbine as they.
I think they might have been saying a few words to the referee.
Obviously not happy with that decision there.
Dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, that's something was probably said to an official. They're going to get slapped for 15.
So that'll be assessing the kickoff, most likely here.
Wonder if Dave Logan would consider going for 2. I mean, I know it's only 1.5 yards, but the Arvada West Wildcats looking over to the sidelines to see what he want to do.
They're going to take a timeout. Seems like it would just be, thinking points-wise, go for the 1 because the difference between a 4 and a 5-point lead really isn't anything. But
they're going to go for it, it looks like. The offense is coming back out on the field as Dave Logan's going to get in the huddle and make sure his young men know exactly what it is he wants them to do. So Arvada West is going to go for 2 here in the waning moments of the second quarter. 20 seconds left, and the Wildcats lead it 20-17. And how this football game has changed in the final 2 minutes of the first half.
Yeah, I said that Arvada West came back last week against Bear Creek, and honestly, if they had an extra 5 minutes in that game, Arvada West might have been able to come back and actually win it. They just sort of ran out of time. With time running out here, they've been able to put up an extra 13 points, going for looks like 15 now in about the last 2 minutes.
So Dave Wyatt has Matt Sims in the backfield with him. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Wyatt back to pass, a lot of pressure, and he is going to be sacked by Brad Pasica. That is Pasica's second sack of the night, and I'll tell you what, Wyatt just couldn't outrun the 5'11", 180-pound junior.
Yeah, those Columbine defensive players have quite a bit of speed there. Wyatt, not the most fleet of foot quarterbacks to ever play the game. And so the score will remain 20-17.
You know what? Going back to going for 2, I wonder if that was the smartest decision.
Well, I just see it as 4 and 5 point lead in football. There's really no difference. You're going to have to score a touchdown to get ahead anyway. You know, now you give Scott Parker
exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say.
A chance for a field goal to tie it
You've already seen that Columbine's got a kid who appears to be a fairly legitimate place kicker, and now you give that kid a chance to tie this football game, or somewhere down the road a field goal difference. With some teams you don't expect many teams to make good on many field goals, but Parker looks like a kid who can.
98 Fletcher to kick off for
Hofschneider and Conant back to receive this kick. It's a low kick, and it's going to be fielded at the 20. This is brought up out near the 35-yard line.
I think it was 31, Casey Ward.
Casey Ward is exactly the man who fielded it, and so Columbine has the ball in fairly good field position, but with 15 seconds left, I would anticipate that the Rebels will keep this on the ground.
Well, I would even say take a knee. Last time they had a minute
They tried
to go.
to hand it off.
Right, and they fumbled. I mean, this time, absolutely.
You may not want to try any option or anything like that.
No.
You just may want to either take a knee or, just hand it off to some guy. No trickery, no nothing. They hand it off again. Landon Jones is brought down by Ryan Palmer. A pickup of 4 for Mr. Jones. That'll pad his stats a little bit. And both teams are going to go to the locker room as we are approaching the end of the first half. We've played 24 minutes of football. Arvada West leads at 20-17 to the Wildcats. Stop a 2-game slide. We'll find out. The second half is coming up
Columbine
next.
Rebels 17.
All right, and welcome back to Jefferson County Stadium for the second half of football here tonight between the Columbine Rebels and the Arvada West Wildcats. Our halftime score is Arvada West 20, Columbine 17. Quickly run down some first half stats before we kick off and get the third quarter underway. Total yardage tonight, Columbine 144, Arvada West 165, 154. That coming by way of Dave Wyatt's arm, 11 of 16. 4, and I believe he had a touchdown pass as well, or 2 touchdown passes, 1 touchdown pass, I get the word now. Also an interception, that coming on the first play of the game. It's been a completely different story offensively for Columbine as they've managed to run for 118 yards tonight of their 144, coming mainly from guys like Jones and Conant and Looney and Flansburgh. Those 4 guys, the upperclassmen for Columbine, have led the way. Looney a touchdown run as well there. Pretty much both teams played well offensively, and really it's been, both teams played well offensively so far tonight, and really it's been the defensive strength of Columbine on the front line, and Arvada West really sort of hanging in there, able to get the halftime lead as they were able to come up with some points late in the last couple of minutes. Sitting next to me is Eric Christensen, ready to get off for the second half here. And Eric, what are some things that stand out to you about the first half's play?
Well, it's been really even as the total yards indicate. Arvada West 165, Columbine 144. However, Arvada West really was fortunate. The last 2 minutes of the half, they scored 13 points. And they were dead in the water, 17-7. Columbine had all the momentum, but in the final couple minutes, a couple Rebel turnovers and a couple big plays by Dave Wyatt and his receivers, and bing, bang, boom, Arvada West has a 3-point lead. You saw just moments ago that Columbine's going to receive the kick to begin the second half here, and we got 24 minutes left of football in this football game, and these two teams are fighting to return to the playoffs. Both these teams were in the playoffs last year. Both lost. Columbine lost in the first round to Highlands Ranch in overtime, 31-30, and Thomas Jefferson knocked off Arvada West last year. Both these teams want to make it back to the playoffs, but their chances lie firmly in these 24 minutes of football that are left here tonight. Columbine still probably has a legitimate shot even if they lose tonight's game. Arvada West, we mentioned it before, you got to feel like the Wildcats consider this a must-win game if they hope to get back to the postseason. Third quarter about to begin. Patrick Polk kicking it off for Arvada West. A pretty decent kick as Hofschneider fields it inside his 5. He's got a few blockers and fights his way just about to the 20-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 21, brought down by a host of Wildcats, including Drew Cisneros. Also in on that tackle was Bo Gertz, a 6', 180-pound sophomore. So Columbine's going to start it deep in their own territory. Garrett Looney trotting back on the field for the Rebels as their quarterback. Tough first half for Looney, 8 carries, 36 yards. He did have a critical fumble there in the waning moments of the second quarter, which led to the third touchdown by Arvada West in the first half. Flag on the play as Wildcats defense steps up big again, throwing the running back for a loss. We'll see who the penalty's on.
Looks flags thrown usually in that area indicate offensive holding.
And that's exactly the case.
Columbine.
Ryan Palmer discussing it with the man in stripes. Looks like it's going to be a couple-yard loss, so it's whether it's going to be second down and 12 or first down and 20.
Yeah, in high school, the ball is spotted after, well, I should say, the penalty occurs at the spot of the foul. So because this play was thrown back for a bit of a loss anyway,
Holding Columbine.
they'll tack another 10 yards onto that, and you're going to be looking at about first down and 20 now.
Maybe even 22. That's about a 12-yard penalty. The third penalty of the night for the Rebels. 29 yards in penalties has been accrued. And Looney hands it off to Jones. Jones batters his way back to the original line of scrimmage. A pickup of 12 by Jones. He's got 7 carries for 28 yards. And that's one thing we haven't mentioned. Landon Jones is a big kid, 6'2", 220 pounds. When he gets a head of steam going, he can deliver a blow.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of big guys up there for Columbine. Justin Flansburgh goes 6'2", 200. And so they have a nice little balance of big guys and small, speedy guys such as Looney and Conan.
Second down and 10. Looney running the option, pitches it to Flansburgh. He picks up about 6 on the play. In on the tackle for Arvada West is J.C. Tyus. So we're going to call it third down and 4 yards for Columbine. Flansburgh, 3 carries, 12 yards tonight. Arvada West has been pretty strong on third down so far this evening. Let's see if they can come up with a big play here. Looney hands it off to Jones. No, he keeps it, and he's going to get a first down. Rob Morella is able to trip him up, but not until Looney picks up 6, and an important first down there for the Rebels. Might go a little ways in establishing a little momentum for the football team.
Absolutely. Second time tonight where they've taken a situation where they've been in first and more than 10 yards to go and actually been able to scrape out a first down out of that situation.
Pretty impressive when it's first and 22 and you use 3 runs to get a first down. There's Landon Jones with a lot of running room out across midfield. Eventually tackled, but not until he's down to the Arvada West 42-yard line. Ryan Palmer running him down from behind, but a big gain there by Landon Jones.
Yeah, caught about 27, 28 yards for Landon Jones on that carry there. And before anybody on Arvada West defense knew it, he was in the secondary, I should say, and eluding some rushing on the oncoming attackers.
Jones 8 carries, 55 yards tonight. However, he only had 16 in the first half, so he's got 39 yards here in the second half on 2 carries. This time, the Arvada West defensive line's a little stiff as handoff was up the gut to Landon Jones, but he only picks up about 2. Morales, Knight, Chavez, McNeely, those guys have had, Sanchez, those guys have had a pretty good game here tonight.
Only 2 pass attempts tonight by Looney. One of those intercepted. The other went for a big reception to Flansburgh.
Second down and 8. Looney gives it to Jones again, and Jones edges forward for about 3 yards. Ryan Palmer in on the play, and that's a huge collision when a guy like Palmer meets a guy like Jones. We mentioned Jones, 6'2", 220. Ryan Palmer, 6'2", 235.
Sounds like a physics equation I used to do in high school or something, you know?
What happens when 2 masses
collide?
3rd down and 5 for the Rebels. They have the ball inside the Arvada West 40-yard line. Looney pitches it to Flansburgh. Flansburgh throws down the field. A great effort there, I should say, by John Wojciak. And there's a flag on the play, probably going to be pass interference on Arvada West.
Yeah, Arvada West defensive back did not even turn his back, or did not even turn around to look at the ball coming. Wojciak, and I should give you high praise for even attempting to pronounce that name. Wojciak was able to make the effort and was run into before he was able to get his hands on the ball.
And in high school, of course, pass interference is a 15-yard penalty, so that's going to be good for a 1st down, and it takes it inside the 25. 3rd 1st down on this drive for the Rebels. Remember, this drive started at their own 21. 5 penalties tonight, 40 yards accrued by the Wildcats. 1st and 10. 2 backs behind Looney, Flansburgh and Jones. There's Jones with a little bit of running room. J.C. Tyus in on the tackle, but not till Jones picks up 7. He's been the workhorse here in the early moments of the second half for the Rebels. 8:38 remaining. The Columbine trails it by 3.
Spreading the ball around nicely. Conan seemed to get the bulk of the carries in the first half, but Jones now getting some more, as he only had 16 yards in the first half. Easily has more than tripled those numbers here in the second half early going.
He's got 50 yards here on about 4 carries in the second half. And he gets it again, carrying Jared Sanchez for a ride, a pickup of about 3. That should be another Rebel 1st down. And the chains move once again. I'll tell you what, they're handing it off to Landon Jones. We've mentioned his name, but you got to give it up for the center and the guards for that Columbine offensive line. Dusty Hofschneider, Bill Little, and Steve Greenwood. They're the ones opening up the holes for Mr. Jones because he's not being touched often until he's 5-10 yards down the field. Looney keeps it. He's got some running room down close to the goal line. Tackled at about the 2 by John Flora. And that's going to be close to a 1st down.
Yeah, it looks like to be just a little bit shy, but you're right. Looney on the keeper there. Able to get make some big yardage.
Well, someone must have kicked that Columbine offensive line in the backside at the intermission, because they've come out here in this initial drive of the second half and really put on a show. They've been blowing the A-West defenders off the ball, and there's Jones running into a couple A-West defenders. I am going to guess that's good for a 1st down. However, he's unable to get it in the end zone, and that is that Landon Jones-Ryan Palmer collision we've mentioned a couple times.
Yeah.
Move the chains for the 5th time on this drive. Remember, if they punch it in, that'll be a 79-yard drive. Pretty impressive stuff.
Only thing to add about 5 1st downs the entire first half was, I should say, Columbine did in the first half. Now they've picked up 5 here on this drive alone, and this drive now approaching the 5-minute mark.
11 plays, 78 yards, 7 minutes left exactly. Looney follows Hofschneider, and it looks like he's going to be stopped short. Nope, they're going to give him a touchdown.
Yeah, official came in on the pile, saw that Looney had stretched his arms out over the goal line, and will give him the 6 points.
So at the 6:51 mark of the 3rd quarter, Looney scores his 2nd touchdown of the night, and Columbine goes back on top.
So a chance now for Columbine to go up by 4 points now here, as Scott Parker will attempt the extra point.
Wouldn't it be something if he missed it after all the praise we've given him tonight? Good snap, kicks up, and good. Scott Parker makes good on the extra point, and so Columbine takes a 4-point lead. They leave the Wildcats 24-20. We've got 6:51 left here in the 3rd.
Boy, and when you're able to march down the field and take up a lot of time and score so decisively, sort of puts some pressure on that Arvada West team now to really buckle down offensively and make a similar type of effort on the offensive side of the ball.
We've had 1 tie, 2 lead changes, a number of momentum shifts, some big plays, some good defense. This game's had a little bit of everything. This has been an enjoyable night of football, especially since we're inside, kind of in the cozy confines of the press box here. I know the temperature is supposed to drop dramatically overnight, maybe the high tomorrow in, the 30s? It's not supposed to be a pleasant day tomorrow.
No.
Although we saw the dance team for Columbine, I believe, out at midfield. Thinking, boy, those girls must be cold out there. But, hey, they're braving it out, so.
You know, and I just saw them after that touchdown. They were doing push-ups, too. So it's not just the football players that are tough at Columbine.
That's a 90s woman for you, right? No, I'm just kidding. Parker with another pretty good kick. This ball is going to land in the end zone. It's a touchback, so Arvada West will start at their own 20. So we'll get our first look at David Wyatt here in the second half. Again, he had a wonderful first half, 11 of 16, 154 yards, 1 interception, 1 touchdown, and this coming off a 295 no interception effort the week before. David Wyatt's kind of hit his stride here midway through the season, and that's wonderful news for the Arvada West Brain Trust.
Yeah, because his ability to pass the football and sort of control the offense really is going to determine how far Arvada West is able to go this year in the state playoffs.
First down and 10, ball to 20. Wyatt and Orr in motion in the backfield, going to the right. Wyatt back, throws, and his pass is dropped by Caleb Atchison. Would have been a first down. Atchison just with a little lack of concentration.
Wyatt hung in there well as he had Columbine guys breathing down his neck, made a nice throw. That's one that Atchison's got to grab, even though it was a little bit high. Would have been a first down there.
Tell you what, though, Atchison has made some big catches so far tonight. 3 catches, 61 yards, and I remember that one diving one he had here early in the first quarter. So this time Orr does the same thing, except he goes to the left. Wyatt back to pass under a little bit of pressure. Ranson makes the catch. He's tackled immediately. A short pickup of 3, and on the tackle is John Losh. He's had a wonderful game tonight for the Rebels.
Brings up third down and about 6 or 7 yards to go here for Wyatt.
Ranson 5 catches, 57 yards.
You know, we've seen Arvada West in this formation like just about every single play tonight.
They've run a bunch of different plays out of it. We've seen a little option. We've seen some long passes, some short passes, some handoffs to the running back. 3rd and 7. Wyatt fakes a handoff, eludes Land, has some running room, gets a block, and he's going to have a first down out across the 30-yard line, tackled at about the 32. And that's going to be a pickup of 9.
Yeah, they don't get a first down, though, if Josh Ranson doesn't make a nice seal block from the outside there to bring in Wyatt for those extra few yards for the first down.
So Wyatt's rushing numbers, 6 carries, -7. Keep in mind he's had 4 sacks, and those come off his rushing yardage. But a nice run there by Wyatt, and as you mentioned, a great block by Ranson. 1st and 10, ball to 32. Another fake handout. Wyatt throws to his right, gets it to Ranson, and he's got some running room, stumbles, takes on a tackler, but not until he's tackled at the 45.
Such great speed from, I harken back to those commercials, the car commercials, 0 to 60 in like something seconds, and that's what I felt like when I was watching Ransom there. It was like he hopped the ball, stood still, just took off like a dart, and then tried to take a defender's head off with his arm, with a stiff arm.
So after Columbine marched at 79 yards, Arvada West trying to match it by going 80. They've got the ball at the Columbine 45-yard line. That is Sims in motion from right to left. Wyatt in the shotgun, drops back, throws it to Sims, and Sims breaks a tackle across the 40 and brought down by Land and company and Grings at the 38-yard line, a pickup of 8 or 7.
28, Matt Sims making another play. He does it all. I kind of like to think of him as sort of a handyman on this Arvada West team. He'll come over and he'll fix the sink during halftime if it needs fixing.
Tool time for Matt Sims. 2nd down and call it 2 for the Wildcats. Ball inside the Columbine 40. Again, Arvada West in the shotgun. Orr joins Wyatt in the backfield. This time Wyatt hands it off to Orr. Orr is hit hard. He will be close to a first down. Land and Dusty Hofschneider in on the tackle. I think Orr is going to be a little short.
Yeah, the way the spot of the ball indicates that it is a little bit short, and it will be about 3rd down. Call it a long one.
Dusty Hofschneider really is the heart and soul of this Columbine defense, only a junior. That's really the first time we've called his name tonight, but he truly is a wonderful football player. 10 sacks on the year. He's been shut out as far as sacks go tonight. Wyatt hands it off to Orr. Orr is hit by Hofschneider, carries Hofschneider for about a yard, and that might be enough for the first down.
Yeah,
it's going to be close.
He put the ball in his arm, and he stretched his arm out, and by the time he came down, his arm was at the first down marker. So, well, it looks like they're going to come out and do some sort of measurement here.
And I'll tell you what, even if they are short, you think they're going for it? I do.
Oh, yeah, out of doubt.
Ball at the 36-yard line. Dave's affection for going for fourth downs. Absolutely. And we're going to get a look at the measurement here. Looks like he's going to be short by a couple inches. Maybe 6 inches or so if my eyes don't deceive me.
Yeah, you know, and I didn't think that Orr got a great spot there. I thought that he had pushed the ball a little bit further forward.
I thought he was a little closer to the 35 as well.
But
let's see if are we going to see Arvada West with the quarterback under center for the first time tonight? We're going to see Wyatt just follow his center for a couple inches, or are they actually going to line up in the shotgun? An interesting decision.
Yeah, that's a good call. I don't know what's going to happen here. We're going to have to wait and see, but I would imagine put Wyatt up under center.
Nope.
Although why change?
Although he does have an extra blocker in the backfield as Orr and Sims both join him in the backfield. Wyatt takes a snap. Oh, they fumble it. Wyatt's hit, and he's going to be stopped short. A loss of 2 as John Land is there to make the tackle.
Yeah, poor snap there that time. Sort of mishandled by Wyatt. It was high. He and Sims sort of fought for the football there, and by the time Wyatt came down with it, no chance for him to gain any positive yardage. So, lost opportunity there for Arvada West. Columbine will have the ball here again.
You know what? I mean, Kip Rule, their center, goes 6 foot, 205. Here's Looney, or actually Conan on a run, picks up 7 yards. But, I mean, you hate to second guess anybody because it's very easy to do, but I really do believe you just stick Wyatt under center and let him follow his center and guard for a couple inches. I mean, when you put him back in the shotgun, what you risk is exactly what happened there. I mean, the transaction between the center and the quarterback, especially in the shotgun, is just a little more difficult. And then with 2 guys there trying to get that handoff down, and you actually happen to pick up 5 yards by the time the handoff's made. I just like your chances more when it's 3rd or 4th and inches, sticking your quarterback under center and letting him follow the guard or center. But again, I mean, it's easy to second guess these guys when you're sitting up here. Conan actually picked up 8 at the 45-yard line. 3:53 remaining here in the third quarter. Rebels on top of the Wildcats, 24-20. These two teams somewhat playing for their playoff lives. Nice tackle there as Conan is stopped for no gain.
But I think he made a good point. Definitely Arvada West more so. Columbine still 5-1 this year. And 1-1 so 5 victories already under their belt.
Columbine could probably get one of those wild card bursts. I mean, if they lose tonight but finish off the rest of the Jeffco schedule, you know, you'd probably like their chances of getting a wild card pick. 3rd down and 2 for Columbine. Ball placed, thrown, 45. Looney follows Jones, and a second effort is going to get him close to the first down.
Looney, ball carrier.
Should be right at the first down marker.
It will depend on the spot, and this will be an interesting call for Andy Lowry and the Columbine coaching staff. If he's short, do you go for it on 4th down with the ball at your own 47-yard line? Keep in mind, Dusty Hofschneider is your center, 5'10", 230. Andy Lowry, I asked Andy Lowry, hey, last year you were really high on Dusty as a sophomore. You thought he was one of your better players. Has he lived up to the billing? And Andy kind of is in his low-key way is like, yeah, he's been better than I thought. You know, and for a guy like Andy Lowry, who's not a man of many words to say that, you know he's had a pretty good year.
Yeah.
They do pick up the first down. That is their 6th here of the second half, matching their entire first half total. 1st and 10, ball to 47. I formation for the Rebels, and that's going to be Jones just about breaking another big one. Ryan Palmer gets him at the ankles, but not until Jones picks up about 5.
Palmer saves a big gain there by Jones.
And I'll tell you what, guys like J.C. Tyus and Josh Ranson and Luke Vanola were thinking they're lucky stars because those guys don't want to try to tackle Jones in the secondary.
No, you don't want to try to tackle 220 pounds.
Shane Marsh also in there at a safety position for the Wildcats. This time, Mr. Jones is stopped for only about a 1-yard gain. Jones, 15 carries, 76 yards tonight. Guy who averages 7 yards every time he carries the football. He's found the going a little tougher here tonight.
Yep. But you know, you're going to build up rushing numbers when you rush the ball as often as Columbine does. I mean, you look at their stats, they go, wow, they're a great rushing team. Yeah, but they run the ball in every down. So
the thing is, they spread the wealth between Looney and Jones and Flansburgh and Conan. I mean, a lot of different guys touch the football in this offense. We got a flag, and it appears the Arvada West defense may have jumped off sides and given Columbine another first down. Exactly what's happened. Second time here in the second half that the Arvada West defense has given Columbine a first down via the penalty. The ball is placed at Arvada West 40, and Columbine marching once again.
40-yard line.
Yeah, and boy, this third period has really flown by, mainly on the strength of Columbine's ability to really keep the ball on the ground, keep the clock moving.
Minute 40 and counting. Now they're going to stop the clock. The referees get on their whistles. And they're going to start it back up. So minute 34 left here in the third quarter. Columbine marching once again here in the third quarter. There's a handoff to Conant. He's wrapped up by Jared Sanchez. He picks up about 2 on the carry. Second tackle here of the second half, or at least in this series, by Jared Sanchez. Sanchez, a 6'1", 205-pound junior for the Wildcats.
Yeah, this Arvada West defense real stable. They're going to be around for a little while here, and
little option. Looney gets to the corner. He's got some running room. Campbell and Marsh trying to keep him from going all the way. Marsh makes the tackle, but not until Looney picks up a big gainer.
Yeah, boy, they fake that handoff inside again to Jones, and every Arvada West defender bid on it. Left Looney absolutely miles of running room around the left side. Picks up a good chunk of real estate.
Again, and give guys like Hofschneider and Greenwood and Little credit. They've been opening up the holes in the interior for Jones, and they suckered him in, and then you knew sooner or later they were probably going to get a big gainer out around the edges. And there's Jones up the middle. This time a 10-yard run for a touchdown, and Columbine now threatening to go up by double digits. Or actually, they're up by 10.
Boy, it's real hard on defense when you send a guy like 220-pound Landon Jones continuously up the middle. Tends to wear down your defense a bit, and that time I think we're seeing the effects here late in the third quarter of sort of a defense becoming battered by just a very strong running attack.
Oh, that first drive here in the second half by Columbine took 12 plays. That was another 6 or 7 plays, and Columbine offensive line really has taken matters into its own hands here in the third quarter. Parker is good on the extra point. 43 seconds left here in the third quarter. Columbine extends its lead to 11, 31-20.
And again, Arvada West in a position where they're down by 10 points or more. Already have come back from one 10-point deficit tonight. Did so last week against Bear Creek almost. And so, as we mentioned before, I think a couple of times, they do have the ability to score quickly and get back into a football game.
We've seen the speed Arvada West possesses at the skill positions here tonight. Josh Ranson, Caleb Atchison, Matt Sims. I mean, these are guys that you miss one tackle in the open field, it could be an 80-yard touchdown. And if Arvada West breaks a big one, they're right back into this football game. So by no means, I've seen Arvada West play now for 2 years predominantly, and there's still more than a quarter left of football here. There's no way I'm counting out the guys in purple and white. They've got too much speed and too many game breakers on that offense. Parker with yet another long kick. This one lands well into the end zone, and Arvada West forced to go 80 yards once again.
Yeah, and so
Columbine High School fans,
we will see the Arvada West offense back onto the field now, starting at their own 20-yard line.
Coach Andy Laurie's autograph on page 6.
Boy, it seems like tonight their passing game has really been effective so far, and I think that if they are going to come back from this 11-point deficit, they are going to have to continue to pass the football.
The thing is Arvada West really hasn't had great field position in this football game. They've been forced every time they get the ball to go, 60, 70, 80 yards, and it's tough to sustain drives. There's Josh Ranson on the outside, breaks a tackle, spins out of another one, and takes this thing out close to the 40-yard line, a pickup of 19.
Yeah, there you go. A little quick pass out in the flat on the right-hand side there, and Ranson able to pick up a good block or two and then really use his own strength and speed to pick up about an extra 5 yards. So call it a gain of 19 for Ranson.
Ranson's coming back next year. He's only a junior. He's going to be a fun player to watch.
Oh, yeah.
First down and 10, ball at the 39-yard line. Wyatt and Orr in the backfield. Wyatt takes a snap, looks to his left, throws, and that pass is almost picked off by Jason Hofschneider. Oh, and that should have been 6.
Yeah, looking for a second pick of the night. Similar play to his other interception on the first play of the game. Atchison on that play, he runs up about 5 yards, turns around, and Hofschneider's had the ability to sort of get inside the receiver and have the play on the ball.
Well, Wyatt threw that ball without really making sure the receiver is open, and Hofschneider just made a nice jump on that initial route. Wyatt back to pass. This one's going deep to Ranson, and Ranson makes the catch, and he is gone. See you later. 61 yards, and I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I'm telling you, I've seen this A-West team make too many big plays.
Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. You're right. When you watch this team week in and week out, with the ability to make big plays like that, you just kind of expect it to happen there. That time, Josh Ranson got deeper than the deepest guy on the Columbine side, and when he made the catch, you're not going to catch Josh Ranson. I'll put Josh Ranson up against just about anybody in the state when it comes to a straight, flat-out sprint. He was gone.
The safety on that play, I believe, was Landon Jones, number 6, the guy who scored Columbine's last touchdown. And, he has a tough decision to make there. He played the ball, and if you don't make that play, you're giving up 6.
Right.
So you've got a quick second to make a decision. Do you just try to make the tackle and limit it to a short gain, or do you go for the ball? I think with an 11-point lead, and I know it's quick to make these decisions when you're out there in the heat of battle, but I think you make the tackle at the 30-yard line and still force Arvada West to use some time to go that extra 30 yards. I think, in retrospect, maybe a poor decision by the safety.
Yeah, because I think that Landon Jones did have the option there of probably dropping back and not going for that interception there, or at least deflecting the ball away anyway. And now Arvada West is going to go for 2 now as Dave White is back in the shotgun.
He's got 2 backs behind him. He drops back, rolls to his right. He's going to run, and he gets into the end zone. Wyatt with the 2-point conversion, and that brings the Wildcats to within 3. How big's that Scott Parker field goal look right now?
Absolutely. Yeah, well, Arvada West shows that they can get it done real quickly. And I think that's something that Columbine doesn't have. I don't think they have that ability to score quick touchdowns. They sort of tend to do it with long, drawn-out drives. Whether or not that'll be something that works to their detriment or not during the rest of this game is yet to be seen. But Arvada West has shown that they don't need a lot of time to score. They can do it quickly and with quite a flurry as well.
Dave Wyatt, 16 to 23 tonight. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 267 yards. He had 295 yards against Bear Creek. So Dave Wyatt here in the last couple weeks really putting up some big numbers in Dave Logan's multifaceted offense. Conant and Hofschneider back deep. It's Jason Hofschneider, not Dusty. They are cousins, not brothers. Dusty a junior, Jason a sophomore. So both these guys will be back in the navy blue and silver next year. Conant has a little trouble with the football, brings it out across the 10, gets a block, out across the 20, 25, 30, on his feet, and finally knocked down at the 32-yard line. A kickoff return of about 32 yards. In on that tackle is Bo Gertz. Mentioned his name once earlier tonight, 6'1", 180-pound sophomore.
Yeah, he sort of, Conant there sort of reminded me of pinball. He just sort of came popping up back forward there, getting knocked back and forth by different players.
He was maybe a block or a step away from taking that 98 yards for a touchdown. 1st and 10 ball at Columbine's own 32-yard line. Got 1 receiver split way left. You see him at the top of your screen. Full house backfield. That's Landon Jones on the quick hitter, and he's only going to pick up about 2.
And that'll be the last play of the 3rd quarter now, as we will head to the 4th with a very good football game on our hands. 31-28 Columbine. And everything still yet to be decided, one feels, here in the final 12 minutes.
You know, that scoring drive by Arvada West took, let's see, they started on their own 20. It took 30 seconds, and we had the near interception. We had the pass to Ranson, and we had another pass to Ranson. 3 plays, 80 yards, 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, that, you know, that's some teams that.
You know what that is? Quick strikeability.
Yeah, strikeability. So we've used returnability tonight.
Quick strikeability.
Strikeability.
What is it, Clark Kellogg and all the college basketball telecasts? Spurtability. That guy's got spurtability.
I think you can just about add
ability.
The word ability to any other word in the English language and have something legitimate.
Boy, we could have some fun with that over the next 12 minutes. There's a pitch to Flansburgh. He has a little bit of running room out across the right side. Jared Sanchez trips him up at the ankles, but not until Flansburgh picks up about 5. That's his 4th carry of the night. He's got 17 yards on the ground. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 2.5. Mike Egan running off the field for Columbine. Probably a situation where the Rebels are going to use a couple different tight ends. It looks like we might have a flag on the play. We do. Probably a hold, huh? It's going to be a 10-yard penalty by the Rebels. So
it's going to be a holder, yeah.
Check that. Flansburgh's run is negated, and that's going to bring up 2nd down and what looks like about maybe 17 yards or so. 18.
But we've seen Columbine twice already tonight take these 2nd and 1st and long situations and turn them into 1st down, so not something they cannot do.
Absolutely. And they've got the full house backfield despite having it 2nd down and about 18. 1 receiver split left. Looney on the keeper, and he takes this thing across the 30 out to about the 33-yard line. Oh, a pickup of about, what, 8 yards on the play?
Call it 8, yeah. Give him about 3rd down, another 8 yards to go now.
14 carries and 90 yards on the night for Garrett Looney. 17 carries, 88 yards for Landon Jones. So the big 2 for Columbine, definitely piling up some decent numbers. Not great numbers, but decent numbers. 3rd down and 9. Looney on the keeper. He's tackled. A great play by, looking for the gentleman's number. It looks like it's Luke Vanola.
Yeah, Luke Vanola there brought down Looney, as Looney looked like he might want to pitch the ball to Conant, but before he was able to do that, Vanola, who's got some speed back there as a defensive back, really popped up through the line and was able to bring Looney down. And Columbine's going to have to do something they had not done all night, and that is punt the football.
And defensively, that's how you stop the option. The safety has the read on the quarterback. The quarterback is the safety's guy. Parker set to kick at this at the 35, so see how far Parker can get it on the punt. And Not a very good punt at all, as this thing is going to be killed by Columbine only at the Arvada West 46-yard line. A punt of 19 yards by Scott Parker. So definitely a better place kicker than he is a punter. So Arvada West, we talked about how they haven't had good field position, it seems, the majority of this game. Now they finally get to work with the ball starting near midfield. First and 10, ball at their own 46. Arvada West in their purple pants, white tops. Wyatt joined by Orr in the backfield, back to pass, pressured, throws to Atchison. He's got some blockers, and he struggles forward for a couple extra yards. A pickup of 7 by Atchison, bring up second down and short.
You can really tell that both of these sidelines are really getting into the football game, especially Arvada West. They seem to be really psyched up about every play that happens.
Well, as we mentioned, I mean, this really is an important game for their playoff aspirations. Wyatt and Orr in the backfield. Second down and a long 3. Wyatt hands it off to Orr. Orr is going to lose a yard. He is wrapped up by Zach Ingalls, a 6'1", 200-pound senior, starting defensive end here for the Rebels. So Orr loses a yard, 11 carries, 22 yards tonight for Mike Orr.
Second consecutive week where Mike Orr has gotten quite a few carries but has not been able to average more than just a couple of yards per carry.
Second down and 4. Wyatt back to pass, throws across the middle. The ball is tipped and dropped. That's a good call because he did not make that catch. A great effort by Atchison.
Yeah.
That ball definitely hit the ground first. Brad Pasica there with the deflection.
Yeah, it looks like Arvada West is going to continue to go for it here on fourth down, and that is something that we talked about earlier. Not too surprising. Probably a good idea anyway. Only 3 yards to go, looks like.
Problem is, if you don't make it, you give the ball back to Columbine in good field position. Third down and call it fourth down and call it 3. Columbine almost jumps off sides. Do they?
They got Zach Ingalls, I think, to jump.
Yep, he leaned just enough, I guess. So Columbine gives Arvada West a first down now by the, wait a minute. False start on the Wildcats.
Oh, man.
Well, what do we have here? I heard a Columbine fan earlier saying, hey, Logan, how much you paying the refs? Obviously not enough. And now Arvada West can be forced to punt.
Yeah, boy, big mental error there by Arvada West. I didn't see a man jump. I just saw Zach Ingalls, the Columbine defensive end, move, but obviously he was drawn off, at least that's what the officials felt. Changes the whole strategy here.
And I want to make it clear to our viewers, I was being facetious. I don't believe that Dave Logan ever pays any officials, just to make myself clear. Again, I'm being somewhat facetious. There's a low line drive punt picked up by Hofschneider, breaks a tackle and is swarmed under by about 5 or 6 Wildcat defenders on the play. Picked up about 5 on the return. So Columbine's going to start inside their own 35-yard line. But that penalty, that false start penalty is a killer. 9:14 remaining here in the final period. Columbine, I think it's safe to say they're clinging to a 3-point lead.
Definitely clinging. Clinging from the shoestring of Scott Parker.
I'm going to guess we're going to see Landon Jones a couple times in this series. First down and 10, and Looney has it on the keeper. He's got some room on the outside. Runs over Adam Campbell. He's going to pick up the first down, a gain of about 13 on the run by Garrett Looney. As he breaks the 100-yard mark today, 16 carries, 103 yards for Garrett. Actually, that's about a 12-yard pickup.
Yeah, about the only thing Looney didn't do there was stay in bounds, which would have stopped the clock. Well, I guess on a first down, the clock would have stopped anyway. But something the Columbine runners, no doubt, will have to have in the back of their heads.
There's Landon Jones trying to soften up the interior of that A-West defense. A pickup of 2 there by Landon. He's got 18 carries for 90 yards, and the clock continues to move. We're under 9 minutes to play here in the football game. Tell you what, I mean, with the exception of a couple teams, when you look at teams like Bear Creek and A West and Columbine and Pomona, I mean, the Jeffco League just has about 5 or 6 teams who all just beat up on each other week in and week out. I think some people around the area call it the black and blue division, and there are times it resembles it.
Well, it's one of the most competitive leagues in all of high school sports, regardless. I mean, whether or not you're even talking about football, all sports for the most part, the Jeffco leagues and teams really get after one another with their big schools, with big student bodies, and with a lot of money behind each team. And so, you tend to get these good rivalries and these good matchups that come out each week.
I'm a little partial to the Continental League being a Regis High School level. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, Arvada West has an old Regis High School guy on their coaching staff, Jeff Brom.
Oh, yeah?
I believe he played fullback for Regis back in the early 80s. Actually, the last time Regis made it to a state championship game in football, they lost to Cherry Creek. I think it was like 82 or 83, and Jeff Braun, I believe, was the starting fullback. Garrett Looney's going to call a timeout as I take us down memory lane. It's going to be second down and about 12 for Columbine, as they just want to make sure they're got all their ducks in a row. Have all their ducks in a row.
I thought you were going to say the score was like 82 to something, and you guys lost.
No, you know what? The score, and I'm a geek, that's why I remember these things. I think it was 22 to 15.
Oh.
And I want to say Jeff Brom maybe on the first, I think maybe Creek fumbled it their first play, maybe around their own 30-yard line. Regis comes out on offense. So I think Brom took it like 25 or 30 yards for a touchdown, first play of the game. And I remember I was in junior high. I was watching on TV, and my brother went to Regis, and I knew I was going there. So I was all fired up. We're going to beat Creek, because everyone hates Creek. And that was the beginning of the end. I mean, Regis played them tough, but we only got 8 more points the rest of the way, ended up losing 22-15. All right, back to the matter at hand. 8:09 left. Looney drops back the pass, looking for somewhere to run, gets a good seal block, throws it. Oh, the pass is knocked down by Luke Vanola. You told me before the game Vanola's a player. I trust you. He's made a few big plays tonight.
Had Landon Jones wide open down the field, but Vanola able to get a hand up there as the pass flew past him.
That was a shifty little play by Looney, because I thought he was going to tuck it under and run.
So did
then
I.
He held up at the last minute and tried to dump it off. Nice composure by Looney in the pocket, but just a better play by Vanola knocking the pass down.
Now we got a flag down. Not sure what the call is.
Was he across the line of scrimmage?
Illegal forward pass.
Okay.
Yep. I thought he had stopped short. For those of you who watch Seinfeld, you might get a laugh out of that. But apparently he didn't.
I was going to try to keep my composure here, but
Illegal forward pass.
You know, stop short with me, Mr. Cassandra. I'm not that kind of girl. 8:01 left here in the fourth quarter, and penalties here are kind of throwing a wrench into the Columbine offense. 2 consecutive penalties brings up about a 3rd and 16 situation. I don't think they're putting this ball in the air. They're probably going to run it and leave this up in the hands of their defense. Looney gives it to Jones, and he is stopped immediately. A short gain. Rob Barella is one of the men underneath the pile. We've called his name a number of times today. And it's going to bring up a 4th down and 15.
Yep, so another opportunity for Scott Parker here to put his boot to the ball and see if he can come up with a better punt than he did his last time out.
The last one was only 19 yards.
Looks like we got Branson and Atchison back to receive this punt.
I'll tell you what, though, a 20, 25-yard punt with no return isn't too bad with guys like Atchison and Ransom back there. I don't know if you want to give them a chance to. There's a better punt by Parker, angles it towards the sideline. Ransom picks at his own 28 and immediately tackled by Jason Hochschneider. Hochschneider's had a pretty good game tonight for the Rebels.
Yeah, really on the defensive side of the football, yeah. Made 1 interception, nearly had 2. That time got down on a great punt by Scott Parker and dropped Vanola for no return.
So Arvada West going to have to go more than 80 yards for a touchdown. Granted, they only need a field goal to tie this football game up. 7 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the 4th. First down and 10, ball at the 18. Orr in motion out of the backfield as Wyatt empties the backfield. Back to pass, looks to his left, finds Ranson, immediately tackled On the play, Brad Pasica, we've called his name a number of times tonight. A short gain of about 4. Josh Ranson, 9 catches, 164 yards, 2 touchdowns. He'd be a heck of a fantasy football player. I might have shortchanged him by a yard. We're going to call it 2nd and 5. Wyatt again empties the backfield as Orr goes out to the left. Back to pass, looks to his left, another short pass, this time to Ranson again, and that's going to be good for 7 yards and an Arvada West first down.
Yeah, Ranson just is remarkable in the way he's able to move across the field so quickly, sort of knifing through the Columbine defense, able to make catches.
Knifing is that's a good descriptive word to use for Ranson, because when he runs with the ball after he catches it, that's exactly what he does.
You know what he has knife ability.
Knife ability, there you go. Well, I've got a whole new vocabulary after today's game. Wyatt throws a high arcing pass down the left side. Hofschneider's there with the catch, and they're going to give him the interception. I mentioned just moments ago what a nice game Hofschneider had, and there he is with his 2nd interception of the game.
He has been literally, I think, Dave Wyatt's single greatest enemy tonight on the field. Absolutely has really been the only 2 blemishes on Dave Wyatt's night.
And he almost should have had 3 because he dropped that one moments ago. You know what? I think Arvada West might have got a little impatient there. They had thrown those 2 short passes. I think they were trying to set up maybe a home run pass, but I think they could have waited maybe another play or 2, maybe a little bit impatient there going for the big hitter. They might have been better served throwing a few more short or intermediate passes. That time Jones takes it up the gut. In on the tackle is Bo Gertz, and Jones picks up about 3 on the carry. 20 carries, 94 yards for Landon Jones. A little better than 4 yards per carry, but that's well below his average. His average is about 7 yards a carry. Chad Lenning split left. Looney with a little play action, rolling to his left, looking to throw it. Does so and has his man. It's his tight end, Brian Magine, out across midfield. That's a pickup of about 14, 13 yards.
Yeah, little sidearm action there by Looney. Didn't get a lot of air under that thing. Just sort of wung it like a frisbee. Magine, though, coming up with a good catch.
Magine ability.
Magine. We've seen, I think Columbine looked at the pass a little bit more in the last couple of series.
5:40 and counting here in the 4th quarter. Columbine looking to try to put this thing out of reach as Conant stumbles forward for about 4. He's got 71 yards tonight on the ground. Tell you what, Columbine really has set the tone here in the 2nd half. They've controlled the line of scrimmage offensively, and they've piled up a number of yards, a number of first downs. They just gave up. They had a lapse there defensively on that Ranson touchdown catch, but other than that one play, Columbine's really done a job here in the 2nd half. You got to tip your hat to the Rebels. Looney keeps it, has some running room, breaks a few tackles, and he is gone. Touchdown, Columbine.
You know, that time the safety took Conant, the pitch man, and didn't bother to take Looney, the man with the ball. Looney saw that and just took it right past the defender for the score. Boy, that's the
pick your poison, huh?
Right, exactly. That's really the what makes the option something that has worked for so many years in football.
It's like hoops. If you can get that 2-in-1 situation where the one defender, because defending the option is so assignment conscious, you know, you got to battle your assignment. If you're the cornerback, you stay with the pitch man.
Right.
You know? It's a tough decision.
It is a tough decision, you're right. Either decision he might have made there might have still resulted in the touchdown regardless, but now with 4:46 remaining.
It's a 2-possession football game.
38-28 Columbine. And, you know, again, like last week, the clock seems to be Arvada West's biggest opponent almost, just because, we've seen Arvada West score quickly, but how many more times can they do that?
You know what, though? We're talking about high school kids, and I was up in Boulder last weekend watching that Colorado-Missouri game, and Colorado was up 14 with 4 minutes left, and the thing went into overtime. That's college kids.
Right.
Kids who are having their education paid for predominantly to play football. So I'm not nailing the coffin or pounding the nails into the coffin just quite yet. Got Sims and Sims is one of the gentlemen back to receive this kick. The other is Brandon Kyle. This kick is deep and non-returnable. Yeah, deep, but that's not playable. So A-West forced to go 80 yards once again. Now, I'll tell you what, if I'm Andy Lowry on the sideline, the minute we scored that touchdown, I'll tell you what, I'm going to my defense and I'm saying, you know what, keep the play in front of you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Don't go for the interception. If you think there's a chance you may not get there, just make the sure play. Make the sure tackle. Let's force them to move this football and take some time off the clock.
Yeah, I imagine we will see one man deep for Columbine just about the entire time.
4:46, Wyatt back to pass, receiving a little pressure, throws, pass is caught by Atchison, breaks the tackle and almost has a big gainer. He is knocked out of bounds. They're going to knock him out at what?
Pass by number 12, Wyatt.
40-yard line?
First and 10.
Yeah.
No, at the 45. 25-yard pickup.
That time, like we just talked about, you said keeping the play in front of them. Brad Pasicka gave Caleb Atchison about a 7-yard push, and Atchison turned around and quickly made a catch and ran for about 20 extra yards.
Well, that's that speed. There's Ranson, a big hit there, though, on him by Looney, the quarterback. A pickup of 4 on the play.
Stop made by number 3, Looney.
Dave Wyatt with over 300 yards passing tonight. The ball at midfield, 2nd down and 6. Clock running 4:07 and counting. Wyatt in the shotgun. That's Orr in the backfield with him. Arvada West has not strayed from this formation all night. Wyatt back to pass, throws to his right. Atchison with the catch, breaks a tackle across the 40, breaks another tackle, upended inside the Columbine 30-yard line on the tackle. Garrett Looney.
Number 84, Atchison. Penalty marker now.
There is a flag on the play.
Back at the 50.
Could be
coming back.
An illegal block.
Boy,
and that is a killer.
Yeah,
that is a killer because that was a nice run after the catch by Caleb Atchison.
Disappointing there because Atchison had a lot of room to run. And would have given Arvada West great field position and a chance to draw a little bit closer.
15 yards? Wow.
But when you think about that, the difference between where Atchison ended up being tackled
30.
and where the ball is now.
It's like a 35-yard penalty.
Oh, yeah.
That's a killer. That is tough. 3:51 left here in the final period. Arvada West faced with a 2nd down and about 21 yards. We've got another flag here on the play.
Some late flags coming in here tonight. Just sort of seems like out of nowhere.
I wonder if someone said something.
Yeah, that could be.
Hey, ref, you got no accountability. We have used that ability thing to its
to its end.
Yeah.
Penalty looks to be on Columbine.
Illegal substitution.
Columbine coaching staff out raising their arms, going, what? But Arvada West may get a few yards back here. 5-yard penalty on the Rebels, and so it's a little more manageable. 2nd down and 16. Each team tonight with 7 penalties. Arvada West penalties go for 60 yards. Columbine's go for 54.
Never really got much of an explanation about that call.
And the Columbine coaches are asking for exactly that. Some of the Columbine coaches are yelling at the official, the head coach, saying, hey, be quiet, let me talk to him. a moot point now because I don't think the referee is going to overturn his decision. Although Andy Lowry and the referee are having a few words.
I didn't know that you could have an illegal substitution on defense. Because I know that on offense, you can't have more than 11 guys in the huddle. If you have a 12th guy in the huddle, then that's automatically, that's illegal substitution. You have a penalty there. But I didn't know that could happen on defense.
Now the official on the Arvada West sideline is calling over the head umpire to get an explanation of this. I'm sure Dave probably just wants to know what's going on. And that's exactly what's happened. Now he's got to go to the other sideline and inform Mr. Logan on what indeed has happened, just so both head coaches are on the same page. So now we might be ready to play a little football. 38-28, Columbine leads it. Under 4 minutes remaining in the game. Second down and 16 for the Wildcats. Two backs joining Wyatt in the shotgun formation. Snaps good. Wyatt back to pass. Looks deep. Has a man. Bullseye. Ranson with the catch. Breaks a tackle and takes it inside the Columbine 15-yard line. There's a flag on the play. I'm guessing it's either interference or a face mask.
I was going to say face mask. Because the flag did not come until after Ranson had made the catch, and I think that's what it's going to be.
50 yards on the connection between Wyatt and Ranson. And Dave Wyatt, despite the 2 interceptions, is putting up some wonderful numbers, as is Ranson.
The penalty is a face mask on Columbine, so add an extra.
Add what, an extra 5 or 15 on top of that?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be, if it's 15, it'd just be halfway to the goal. And just like that, I mean, we talked about the ability of Arvada West to make big plays, spurt ability, whatever you want to call it, and they've done it again. The resiliency of this offensive football team at times is amazing.
It almost seems like their offense seems to struggle when they're down by less than 7 points, but when they get down, when they really realize, we got to get together and get something going here, then they play like gangbusters.
Dave Wyatt, 22 of 31, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 365 yards. There's a snap to Wyatt, fakes a handoff, rolls to his left, looking to run the entire way. He's going to be stopped short. Pickup of about 4 on the play by Wyatt. Brings up second down. Clock continues to run, 3:15 and counting. Actually, a pretty good defensive play by Columbine to keep him in bounds and take another extra 20, 25 seconds off the clock. Again, Arvada West in the shotgun.
I think we should mention that Arvada West still has all 3 timeouts.
Wyatt rolling to his right, little option. He's going to be tracked down from behind and stopped short. Give him about a yard on the play. And in on the tackle was Matt Wills. We haven't called his name. 5'10", 210-pound junior for the Rebels. 2:37 and counting here, and it brings up third down and about third and goal from about the 3. Wyatt empties the backfield as Orr goes to the right. Wyatt back to pass, throws to his right. Pass is deflected by Looney. Ball's incomplete, and that time Looney got the better of Ranson. We haven't seen that often tonight, but a big play there by Garrett Looney.
No, Matt Sims almost caught the deflection for the score there.
Matt Davison with Nebraska against Missouri.
That's right, yeah.
4th and goal, ball inside the Columbine 5. So the Rebels defense stiffening here and forcing 1, Arvada West to take some precious seconds off the clock, and 2, putting them in a 4th and goal must-score situation. Wyatt, running room, to the right, rolls, throws it, pass is dropped as Hofschneider knocks it away from Ranson. Ranson asking for interference, no flag, and the Columbine defense holds, and that may about do it, barring a turnover.
Barring a turnover, yes.
And we've seen Columbine turn it over deep in their own territory before.
Gosh, Eric, and I hate to do this because, like you said, it's easy to second guess, but I'm sitting there right before that ball was snapped, and I was thinking, you got to get a field goal at some point. Do you
go for it right now? Yeah, that's a good thought. You need 2 scores. Do you go ahead and get that score and then take your chances? That's a good thought. 2:12 remaining. Columbine with the football, and there's going to be no gain there on the play, maybe even a loss of a couple. Looks like Jared Sanchez was in on the tackle. And I'm not sure who carried the ball there.
Timeout, Arvada West.
Arvada West has called a timeout here, though, with 2:04 remaining.
2nd down and 11 for the Rebels. And they've got the ball right now about their 2-yard line. They better be careful here.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's a 2-possession football game, and a safety would be enough to put Arvada West in a position to tie because they could get a touchdown and 2-point conversion.
Right, because Arvada West would get the ball back immediately on the safety. So
the Rebels' offensive line better suck it up here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're not out of the woods yet, deep in their own territory. See Scott Walker over here on the sidelines practicing his punting routine.
Maybe that's his fake punt because he just passed the ball. I don't know.
Someone get word to Coach Logan. And the infamous "We Got Spirit" cheer comes from the Columbine side. As it reaches, everyone used to pull the old cheer. "We got girls, yes we do. We got girls, how about you?" We had a few things up our sleeve for that, which I may not repeat. Looney gives it to Jones up the middle, and sort of a delayed reaction as Jones squirts across the 5 out to the 6. Pick up a 3 by Jones on the play. He's got 97 yards tonight. Now it's going to be about 3rd down and 7. The clock continues to run, 1:45 and counting, and Columbine is in no hurry to snap this football.
3rd down and 6.
.132 and counting. Looney under center. Hands it off to Jones. He is hit immediately. Or actually, did Looney keep it?
I think Looney kept that ball. Now Arvada West is going to use their 2nd timeout.
Looney kept it and lost a yard.
1 minute, 23 seconds to go here.
And Arvada West takes a timeout. So Columbine forced to punt. However, I don't see Scott Walker on the field. There he comes.
There he goes.
So they are going to punt it. Andy Lowry out there telling his troops, guys, we just got to get this thing off. I don't care how far it goes.
Yeah.
We just got to get this punt out of here. And Josh Ranson is going to be the lone returner on the field for Arvada West. So something tells me Dave Logan's got 10 guys on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, going for the block.
And they're going to go for the block, which would be the prudent thing to do. Garrett Looney on the night, 18 carries, 144 yards for the Columbine Rebels, plus made a big play there in the end zone on that 3rd down pass deflection. So if you're looking for a player of the game on the Columbine side, I'd say you'd have to give it to Garrett Looney. With some kudos to some defensive players, John Losh and Brad Pasica. Those guys had a big game defensively for the Rebels. Walker standing towards the end of his own end zone. Arvada West has about 8 or 9 guys at the line of scrimmage. He gets a snap, gets a kick, and gets it away, and it's a decent punt. Drops to the 45 and squirts out of bounds inside Arvada West territory. Columbine's going to down it at the Arvada West 38-yard line. What a great punt by Scott Walker.
It's going to go for about close to 60 yards there.
That's a big-time punt by Mr. Walker. He would get some honorable mention for player of the game as well.
He really should. I mean,
field position off his kickoff,
Sure.
a 46-yard field goal, and there, what, a 55, 60-yard punt out of his own end zone.
I don't know that Arvada West has even returned a kickoff today.
So Dave Wyatt and company set up shop at the own 38-yard line, just 1 minute and 13 left in the football game. Wyatt back to pass, looks to his right, tucks it under, runs for a short gain, and he's tackled at the 40, a pickup of 2 for Dave Wyatt.
Defensive play for
Slowly and surely, Dave Wyatt's trying to get positive yardage on his rushing totals today.
Yeah, he's going to break that negative.
10 carries, negative 2 yards. 2nd down and 8. Wyatt and Orr in the backfield. Wyatt takes snap, tucks it under, looks to run, 5, 10, pick up about 13 yards for David Wyatt.
And he did get out of bounds, so there's 37 seconds to go here.
A smart play.
Yeah.
Clock stops, 37 seconds left, and Arvada West has it at the Columbine 47. Columbine fans starting to leave the field, and with 37 seconds left, you would think that this thing is on ice, but you never know. Wyatt, back to pass. Throws to the right, and that pass is short. It was intended to Atchison. Little errant on the toss. Second down and 10.
So barring some sort of major miracle here, Arvada West will go down.
Lose their third straight.
Yep.
That hasn't happened the last 4 or 5 years very often.
Be at 3 and 4.
At all. Wyatt back to pass, looks to the right. There's Atchison trying to find some blockers. Can't find any. Pickup of about 7 on the play. And the clock continues to run.
Just from a bigger perspective, I don't think a lot of people would have thought Arvada West would be 3 and 4 after 7 football games in the 99 season.
You know what, though? I mean, this team, really misses the play of Mike Duran. I mean, it's just obvious. 15-yard pickup there as Wyatt connects with Atchison.
And they did lose some guys that went down in that Mullen football game.
Cisneros and Chavez were gone for a few weeks, and
I think that's too much of a.
Oh, Wyatt gets crunched, and it's an incomplete pass from his blind side. Dane Reinking just hammers him. Wyatt bounces up, but the clock reads a 0 as this one's in the books. 38-28. Columbine wins it. A hard-fought win. Hey, Arvada West, this game was in the balance until the final couple minutes, but nice effort by the Columbine offense, defense, and special teams. A total team effort by the Rebels gets them the victory.
Yeah, Arvada West, as mentioned, will fall to 4-3. Columbine improves to 6-1 now, and as you mentioned, Arvada West really look on the outside looking in for a playoff spot here. Gonna have to really, you gotta say, they gotta just about win every game.
They'd have to win every game just to be considered, and I think that's probably even a stretch. So our final score here tonight, Columbine defeats Arvada West 38-28. We're glad you were with us, and we'll see you next week on the Arvada West Wildcat Network.